Ambition is critical.
We just cracks on, Brett.
Anyway. No worries, but no worries.
Yeah, we set you up now for when you the world champ, right? And you're on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
This is the precursor to Rogan.
Yeah.
Have you met Joe Rogan yet?
I've never met Joe Rogan. No, I met Dana. I had a 5-minute chat with Dana, but like he's just so popular at the minute. Like I don't go out my way to talk to these people. You know what I mean? I'll wait for the day that they talk to me.
Totally, yeah.
So I know that his boy. I remember in Vegas, his boy was on the card with us. What's his name? Sean O'Malley.
Right.
The one that smokes.
The one that's sort of the contender series.
Oh, he's a muppet, man. He'd be walking around with his own joint. He only had one fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
But we didn't have a fight in the UFC by that point. Then he came and he fought some journeyman. What's his name? Some black dude was on the card. I don't know who it was, but he was. I said you gotta be careful with that kid. I've seen him watching him fight. I said he'll beat Sean, and if I'm honest, I would have given it to the other kid. Like to me,
it was that was a close fight because he couldn't get off the floor at the end. Did he break his ankle?
That was the fight after. He fought a guy called Andre Sukentot.
Right.
And he was another one. Like when he's struggling against him, and them boys are not like.
No, because I didn't know who O'Malley was. Right. Yeah. I hadn't seen him on a contender series. I hadn't seen any of it. Right. They just couldn't keep track of everything. No, it's just fucking boxing and football, everything. It's trying hard to track of everything. So I was watching that UFC that he was on, his first fight when he fought that guy and he broke his ankle. I was watching Embedded because I watch all the Embedded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was watching Embedded and they were making a big thing of him, and I was like, "What the fuck's this guy? He's getting on Embedded type." Like, do you know what I mean?
I remember that because after the end of the video, he said, "What did he say?" He said, "Dre, you're fucked" or something, didn't he? He said at the end of that Embedded series, he's in the cage and he's looking sharp on the pads, and like every fucker seems to think that once they look on the pads, like they fill everybody in. It's just he's a minge, man.
Well,
his ankle, it wasn't broken in the end.
No, he stayed down because they done the interview and he was laying on the deck, didn't he?
Bit of attention, see him. Looks good on camera.
And is he your weight?
My weight, I'll happily, honest to God, I'll happily.
Oh, he's
We'll be fucking 2 minutes in, let's go if you want.
Got a Brock Lesnar at this fucking stage.
But it's fucking nice to eventually get you, I mean, like,
yeah.
When we started this, we never thought we'd get anyone in. We thought we were going to be sitting around with our mates having a fucking laugh. And it just sort of fucking escalated now where it's like, oh, fucking hell, we can get like solutions.
No, the big thing for me is like, obviously after the last fight, my biggest like fear after the last fight, losing the first ever fight, was just the attention going. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like that though. Now I know.
It's not.
But then before the loss, you should see me. I was not that the people were saying I was a lot of pressure. I'm an undefeated record. It's different for everybody. It was no pressure for me. I walked into every fight thinking I could lose this one. Do you know what I mean? There was no bother like. But now I've lost. I can understand now. It's as if like. Before UFC, if you lost, then people would be like, he's done whatever. Yeah. But now it's like, he lost the fight, so everybody loses, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to lose that fucking fight. And I'll do everything I can to get that fucker back as well.
You lost the fight to a fucking high quality opponent, you know.
Yeah.
It was a big jump. You know, you had three, tough fights on paper looking at him.
If I'm honest, I think Joe Soto was a big jump. And even looking back to this day, I still think this day, people say, no, I think the Soto fight was a fluke for me, I do. People always say that to me. They always go like, I won't fluke, whatever. But like, I genuinely believe that. I thought if he went 3 rounds, it would have been an interesting fight.
If you're talented enough to pull off what he did, like we're talking now, fucking submission of the year contender and all that. Like if you're that talented, that ain't no fucking fluke. Like I know I read interviews with him and said we didn't actually practice it as such. Like it just sort of happened. You were thinking. It's the same with, but I seen an interview with Ali once, like, and he said boxers think in milliseconds. Yeah. And it's the same with him. You haven't gone into that fight saying, I'm going to do this fucking cast like that. No, it have just happened and have come along. Yeah. And I don't think you should play it down. I think it's the nature of the type of guy you are, playing it down. I think you should fucking have way.
I was thinking before the last fight, people asked me, well, with Joe, what do you think is going to happen? I said, it's going to be a 30-second stoppage, I was going to go 15. I never thought it'd be a 30-second submission stop. I thought it was going to be punch like that. So that was a big
Did you think that coming into that fight, because like you say, when I was talking about it with the boys, was like, this is a big jump for Brett, did you think that he was just going to come in and wrestle you from the start, or did you think he'd have a bit of stand up with you? Or
well, I watched back the TJ fight, and all fairness, although TJ, he beat him on the stand up, he still stood in front of him and boxed him. I thought he might fancy his chances against me, but I thought, I'm really. You watch all my fights, I'm aggressive, front foot all the time, And it was the same with him. I just went on the front foot and I thought, right, he's either going to box me or he will wrestle me, but I'll know within the first 15 to 20 seconds what he's going to do. But like that camp, we just concentrated on like the wrestling side of things, and like I said, when he shot that single leg, I've been in that scenario 8 weeks prior about 150 times, the single leg takedown, and none of the boys were taking on the gym, and I knew for a fact that if he went for that takedown, I'd be able to defend it fairly well, like, you know. He's a good wrestler mind, you know. Even when he got in the leg and we went down, I felt a lot of strength there, like, you know. But it was just like, obviously, when it was the shoulder, when the shoulder's connected to your hip and you can't budge it off, you're going to get taken down. So I knew as soon as he connected, pushed the shoulder to the side, so the shoulder wasn't in fact in front of me, it was on the side of me, and then that's like a telegraph for me when I know, well, actually there's a lot of things we can get from it, and that was like one of the calf slice things. I don't usually go for the calf slice, that was a thing. Now I do, during training, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
You'll be walking around Sainsbury's like someone puts a fucking in a trolley. Next thing, in between the chicken aisle, like some fuckers tapping out like fucking hell. You can't help it though.
Yeah, but like that scenario sort of like I said, it was just a quick split. What I usually do is I tend to it's weird, right? But like when I get there, I end up grabbing the hip on the opposite side and rolling them over and getting up on top.
Yeah.
But at that time, I don't know what I was thinking at the time. It was a bit like, oh, it must be there, we'll give it a crack, like, I mean. But he's a good grappler, you know. He's fought on Eddie Bravo Invitational and stuff like that. He's a high level grappler, but
you could see the emotion when he pulled. I think
I lost my fucking head.
He running around. That's what jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember, lucky enough, they didn't catch her on camera, which I'm glad really. I jumped on the side and it was we took about 10 boys out there, weren't much as Vegas said the days off across the world.
Of course it is,
so I jumped over the side of the cage, and I think people thought my family were behind the commentary.
Right, I see.
But I think everybody thought I was showing my fan, I wasn't, and I fucking took my gum shield down, and I was ready to throw it down McCormick, who was on the quad.
Right, yeah.
I said, did you fucking like that? I said, and I didn't catch that. And I remember going to throw, every time I do it, and whenever I just want to throw my gum, I think, fuck, that cost me 40 quid, I'm not going to throw it.
Plus Daniel called me maybe a little bit too big for you.
You'll say we got the single leg.
But you know, like you go in and you come out with that cash, like say you come out with a fucking performance of the night bonus and all that. Did the media attention, because that went viral, didn't it? Because that night I didn't watch that live because I was working the next day, because it was a Friday night, that wasn't it, in Vegas. Yeah. And I was working on Saturday morning, so I couldn't stay up to watch it. So first thing I do in the morning when I get a bit of spare time, I'm on my phone, let's see what Brett did. And I went on MMA Underground first, where I normally go. Brett's won calves. I thought, fuck, I got to find this. So I went on Twitter, I just put Brett John's submission or something, and he brought it up, and I was like, I'm just replaying it back, going, how the fuck does that even, it didn't even make any sense. I'm looking at it, I probably couldn't make much sense of it now. But after that must have, like, you must have had people fucking contact you.
I always said, like, before the UFC, when you go back the couple of stages, I was 12-0, I was a 2-time world champion, nobody dared me, you know. I fought some high level guys in that period of time, you know. I did 10 fights in Wales. I was known on the British circuit, but I could walk down Swansea and nobody recognised me, you know. My first fight in the UFC exploded, just absolutely exploded, and you could, you know, as if you couldn't go anywhere then. Like, people come up to you, and I'm an approachable guy anyway. People come up to me, have a four. I'm like, yeah, no worries, you know.
Do you mind that?
Not at all.
Yeah,
not
I
at
think
all.
it's
no,
great.
I think I always remember I met Colin Jackson once, like, and in the middle of Cardiff, and I asked him for a photo, and he was a bit sour, like, so I didn't end up having the photo. I think, if I ever get in a situation where I'm like that, no way am I going to kick up a fuss fight, you know. So especially if someone's going to take their time to come, you know. These people are paying money to watch these fights as well. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I think. And I remember it was the week after the Sterling fight, and it was 7 o'clock, and I was out in Swansea. It was like the first drink I've had in a couple of months. And I walked, it was almost 7 o'clock in the evening in Swansea. It was quite dead. And I remember, like, I was with Ben, one of my training partners. We were walking down from Yates, which is the top of Swansea, down towards the what's that new place called? Havana's over there. As I walked, I got stopped 7 times in like in that period, in that space. People asking for photos, asking for a chat, and like, you know, people say, does it get too much? Like, you know, like I said, when you're 30 people, when you've had a chat with 30 people, the same things, it gets boring. Yeah, of course, but I'm never funny about it though. You know.
No, I think one of the things that comes across about you was first time we met, like, but in every interview or every like photo you've seen, you come across really well. I think you say that as well, when you always like you seem to be very placid, very amicable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's part of the real appeal, I think. Is like,
Yeah, is that you like the everyman sort of
yeah. So I don't know where, like, a lot of it, I think, is where we live in it. Swansea's back end of nowhere. Swansea's like a village. Where you were from, is it like a village just outside Swansea? Like, you know, to me, it was the second best thing to come up with fucking pod. Like, the Buck will always be the Buck. Something the Buck will always be
the Buck's in Paul's
All right, the Buck, the Glamorgan Arms, and then Brett. You know what I mean? The only thing with the Glamorgan Arms, I fell off the dragon slide when I was 3 and needed 20 stitches in my lips. You know what I mean? So unless I piss Brett off, the Glamorgan Arms will always give me more stitches than Brett.
No, but you wouldn't remember this, mate, but we met before, right? I'm going back about, must be 5 years ago.
Right.
So I don't even know how many fights you'd had then.
Yeah, but
Right.
2013.
You were definitely pro.
Yeah.
It was 2013, it was 100% it was 2013. Biffy was letting us train proper white collar boys in his gym, do you remember? And obviously you boys were there with Marley and all those boys, right?
Yeah.
And they just opened Fight for Life.
Fit to fight.
The one next door.
Fit to fight.
Fit to fight, sorry.
Yeah, Chris
right?
is not that, is
Chris
it?
is, right? So one night we were there and John came into the gym. You were training with John, stand up, right?
Right, okay.
And he said, come borrow a few of you boys to spar with Brett.
I remember
Right.
this. Right.
So when I came in with the boys because I was out and training them, I only had one fight before that. I was raw as fuck as well, but I was decent at taking boys on the pads.
Yeah.
And John came over, said to me, "Will you do us a favour? Will you run Brett round on the pads?"
Right. Okay.
Oh, fuck it up.
I didn't know that.
So we did 3 rounds on the pads.
I remember that because who come down then? Was it? I can't remember who come down then, but it was a couple of boys sparred me. There was a cage in a ring. It was in the ring.
In the ring, yeah.
Yeah,
You sparred with Ryan Drazy and Ashley Jenner.
It must have been Ryan Drazy then. Yeah.
Because I stayed.
Do you know what? Okay, I see Ryan a lot now. I
forget
totally forgot I sparred him. Yeah.
Well, I stayed because Rocky was with us.
That's right, Rocky. Yeah.
Well, Rocky couldn't stay, so I had the car. So I stayed. It was John was there leading it all. With yourself and obviously you sparred. They were coming in and out, and I was in the corner.
That was the prep for the Cage Warriors title, first one, world title. Yeah. I remember that because one time John was in my camp as like a trainer for me, like, you mean, and it was the only time he ever did that was for that fight. So it must have been then. Because I remember going down the gym meeting John because Chris was setting up sessions with him. So I remember that specific session actually happening, and it was I remember being in the box.
I was like, obviously I was good at I could run beginners round on the pads, you know what I mean? So John goes like at me, and John could tell me to do fucking anything, I was going to do it like. And John goes, do us a favour, Prince, run Brett round on the pads, me. I'm like, he's John standing about 2 feet away. I know who you are as well because I'm an MMA fan, and I'm going, oh, for fuck's sake, don't do fucking something stupid, but you know what I mean? I just kept it simple. You know what I mean?
I probably still messed it up.
No, man, he was pretty slick.
I probably went for the takedown.
No, like it's, you know, that was. How far into your stand-up training were you then?
I was on and off. You know, I never took not that I never took stand-up serious. I'd always do stand-up, but you know, it would be no secret that I'd want to get to the floor. And I'd say I started taking stand-up. Probably I'd say that fight. Probably I started taking it more serious. Yeah, like even like you know, going back to like the first fight. I remember like. Seen the film Warrior with Tom Hardy?
Of course, yeah.
His first fight in the cage, and he runs across the cage, and he just double legs the kid straight. That was
just walk straight up.
That was like except for the walking up there, because I was like a blubbering mess in my first fight. I remember taking the kid down straight. I didn't throw a punch. The first ever time I threw a punch was my 3rd amateur fight, and I remember missing it clean and ended up in a standing head and arm choke because I tried to throw a punch. And no, like I said, you know, I think that fight I started taking like the boxing and well, not the boxing, the striking more seriously. You know, because of I've always been interested in boxing. I've always loved boxing, but in my opinion, never any good at it. You know what I mean? And like even now, I'm with Nathan Cleverley's ex-pad man Dan Wilson.
Dan Wilson, I was going to say.
And Dan's great. He's good as gold, like, I mean, and he's really improved like certain aspects. Got my hands quicker because. For my weight, I think I'm short and stalkier, and my hands, as you've got the guys like TJ Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz, you got the fast guys, you know. So I'm preparing for them guys in the near future, and they're quick.
So didn't I see Dillashaw spar with
Lomachenko?
And actually, the videos I've seen, you've done right. Don't be wrong, it's in the gym. And,
He looked to me like Lomachenko's all.
Yeah, but still, we talk about levels, we talk about the best boxer on the planet at the minute. So, you know, I still think he's all, you know, he's done all right. Like,
have you seen Lomachenko do other sports, have you?
I've seen him.
He wrestles.
He's a good wrestler, he's a good wrestler. And he also, his dad, and something like his dad, he stopped in boxing.
To do Russian dance.
Like
Ukrainian dance.
He
did ballet as a kid. Which
he stopped his boxing. He stopped his boxing. I think he did 2 or 3 years in like traditional Ukrainian dance to help with his footwork, and then he went back in. So that's why he moves the way he does.
Yeah.
I mean, so there was a method to the madness. I bet people were saying his old man was fucking nuts.
Yeah, of course,
I bet it's not the same effect with like Welsh folk dancing.
No, 100%.
The only dancing the pad he ever did was in fucking Escape.
Well, in the UFC.
With the glow sticks.
Yeah. But when you're starting out, obviously you got a judo background. I was young, was it, when you started?
4.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. 4.
Can I get rid of an urban myth about judo?
Yeah,
right. Is this true? There's 2 urban myths.
I love having urban myths.
Urban
I know I'm starting to make it when people make
2 urban myths. 2 urban myths that I've heard believed the last couple of years. The first one was when the Swans first got promoted in the Premier League.
Right.
And the urban myth went round that there was a policeman had seen the Swans fixtures because the police had them first.
Right.
And the whole city said that Swans had Liverpool first, right?
Right, okay.
Now this fucking, my old man Shed got done over 2 days before, so instead of looking at a fixture list, they should have been sorting out who done my old man Shed over, right? We ended up playing Barnsley or someone first, so that's an urban myth, right? Now the other urban myth I've heard is about it, right?
Right.
Is it true that your stepfather is like a one-armed judo expert?
No, my dad, he's got one leg, my dad does.
One leg?
Yeah, my dad
Is that fucking right? One, like...
No, honestly,
Really?
My dad...
that's like some Kung Fu Panda shit.
No, he's
like, that's how the fuck is...
I was saying, like, my little brother's quite chopsy, like, and he's in the house yesterday. My dad lost his leg about 10 years ago, I'd say, about 10 years ago. He,
For what?
Before that, years ago, my dad was high level judo, like Commonwealth Games high level.
Yeah.
So it was that, I can't remember what year, but it was Commonwealth Games in Scotland. He ended up twisting his knee bad, ruined it. So then he needs surgery.
Right.
But you can't guess who the surgeon was that did work on his leg. They called him the something butcher, JPR Williams.
Oh, fucking hell, rugby player.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so good if he's called the butcher.
Oh, no, the butcher on the rugby pitch. Hard motherfucker.
Yeah,
he's about 6'5". Tough as fuck, but a fucking doctor, so obviously highly intelligent.
Pork chop, sideburns, you know.
These are the days when like they're playing in New Zealand slash. They know the 99 shout, and when the 99 shout is 15 fucking rugby boys all dead in. That's that day, that JPR.
And he was apparently a really good rugby player, but not the best doctor.
Oh no!
Ended up doing a butcher job. My dad's leg.
Oh no!
So he ended up having his left leg ended up having a plate in it. And he permanently could not bend his knee, so he'd be straight constantly. So he did. Bear in mind, he did judo for years after that, and then ended up. It was like the Millennium, which is like a big London competition. My dad was the coach in the gym, and he said, "Look, I'll do the competition." Bear in mind now, these are fully able men.
Of course.
He ended up smashing a tournament, winning gold, like
unbelievable.
But over 100 kilos, so big fuckers, like you know what I mean? And
imagine him with a like fully. Imagine him being fully fit.
He done well. You know, my Andrew's been there since like obviously the young age. I think he took me and my sister, my other brother. We took us on. I was like 4 years old at the time, you know, and so he is technically my dad. He's got his gold off fairness to him, and about 10 years ago, and he fell out of bed, and I don't mean like the bed must have been about maybe 2 foot off the floor.
Yeah.
Banged his knee. He said he didn't think nothing of it. And I remember the day before he went to hospital, and he picked me up from sixth form. I remember being in sixth form in secondary school. My brother was there, and I remember being in the front seat, and he was white as a ghost picking us up, and then he turned to a junction he did back in Ponderlice, and he opened the door and projectile vomited, just as if it was as like discreet as open the door, shut the door and carry on. Right. So he went to hospital, and he spent the day there, and the doctor come in and he said, Mr. Burt, when's the last time you ate? And he's like, I don't know, about 6 hours ago. He said, "Alright, good, don't eat nothing, because tomorrow morning I'm going to take your leg off as quick."
Oh my
That
God.
quick, you know.
But how could they be so nonchalant over something that's going to
Yeah,
change your
yeah.
life like
So,
that? Like, you know?
but I think you didn't. You either keep the leg and die, or you have it off.
Yeah.
And I remember then you'd think, that's enough of damage. And then going back 2 years ago, it was like April 2016. My dad got rushed to hospital again. His intestines burst in his stomach, so he was in shit state with that.
Yeah.
And then he had like a stoma bag, like a stoma.
Yeah, I know.
So he's got one leg, got a stoma bag as well. And he was going through like a really I had a photo to save my phone, because obviously when I go through weight cuts, sometimes it mentally
Of course, yeah.
triggers me. So when I look at my photos, I've seen Andrew, and this is Andrew when he was in the ICU. So
Yeah.
he was at his worst. And I think, right, I'm doing it. I know I'm doing this for myself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And after that, he got better, and hit the depressed stage. And I remember and I was depressed because I was going through my bad shoulder surgery at the time, and the shoulder got better. I ended up watching Euros, but when I come back, Andrew was still in his bad way, mentally, as you would be.
Oh, yeah.
And October we had the UFC call, and he's never got. And like obviously told him on the phone, bursting into tears. He's happy as fuck. And ever since then, he's never gone into that rut. Like, to me, he's just getting on with it. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
But like I said, I always think the joker. Chris gave me a car years ago. He gave me a VW Passat that had 250,000 miles in it, right? And I always said, if it was an apocalypse in Swansea, there'd be two things alive. It'll be that Passat and my father, and that's it. So, but like he's ever since then, he's always been a coach. And don't get me wrong, mind, I butt heads with him sometimes if he says something and I say something. I'm like, oh, we don't get on, but he's still my coach and still my dad. I still see him now. Him and my mother aren't together, but I still go and visit him this morning. You know what I mean?
That's class.
Yeah, he's big influence on your life. He told me
massive.
4 years of age.
I always look back in them days. My mother struggled, but he'd be the guy to buy my school uniform, my brothers. You know what I mean? That sort of stuff. When you're older, you appreciate it. Like, I mean.
Oh fuck!
Judo, massive part of your life and
huge.
Up, like.
I always wanted, like I said, but mind you, well, my dad would disagree, but I personally was never any good at it. You know what I mean? I remember getting my black belt at 17, and that was like a huge accomplishment for me. But it wasn't a case of getting my black belt, then I stopped. I tried to keep it on, but the rule set started changing. So when the rules started changing, I think they changed, like, must have been at the same time. They were taking leg grabs out of the judo syllabus. Right. So in competitions, like, the double leg would save my life. I've always, even in the judo days, I was known for my double leg. And they changed the rules, and I ended up thinking, look, I'm not. The goal was 2012. Right. I'm not sure if you know my mate Kyle Davis.
Mate, I was going to bring him up. I don't know him. We haven't met, but I can see how close. So he does the Iron Man and all that.
He is a brother to me. Do you know what I mean? And he was always in my weight.
Yeah.
He was always the guy in front. So he always I'd always be like he's a lot older than me. Man. He's about 31 and I'm 26. But he's like the older brother. And he won Welsh championships. He done one in the British. I think the best result I had as a judo player was 5th in the under-20s in Britain. Do you know what I mean? That was the best result I had. But and then it started getting like unrealistic, innit? Do you know what I mean? You aim for something, you think, I'm not going to get that. I know.
And it's a lot of graft, isn't it?
There's a lot, especially as a judo player, do you know what I mean? And money's not great, even at the highest level. At the highest level, it's not great, you know? So I remember that at that time then, making the switch. I was watching a lot of UFC at the time. I used to go to school, I went to Goyer, the Welsh school in Galverton. And didn't have many friends. I had friends in school, not many. I was a bit different than everybody else, And every lunchtime in the sixth form days, I'd always go to the library and I'd always search UFC, and then I'd watch UFC, and that's when I decided to make the switch over. Went to Chris originally to better my ground game. My ground game was my weaker area in judo, see, and then I watched Dino Gammatesa doing his MMA bits in the corner, and then that's how I started,
Yeah, I think we've had Dino on here already, and obviously Dino's a mate of ours anyway, going back, but like a lot of people in Swansea, and they wouldn't even know who Dino is and what type of influence he has on anyone who's doing it now, yourself included.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
He was a big part back in the day for me. Do you know what I mean? And he was the same weight as me, and oh God, because I think he'd say himself his more or less his weaker area would probably been the stand-up. But I've never felt a punch like that from someone this week before. I never had, and he knocked out some good guys at the weight.
I was there when he knocked out Brad Wheeler.
Brad Wheeler, I was going to say Brad Wheeler fights a 77 now. Do you know what I mean? And Dino's like walking around, must be a 70k or whatever. Yeah. He knocked Brad Wheeler on his ass, and Brad Wheeler, I got a close relation with Brad. He's a good guy, and this is why people don't understand. Brad Wheeler was known for not getting knocked down, be able to take punishment, and Dino back then was a huge statement. When he stopped
Carsten Lendroy
with a body kick.
Yeah.
And I always remember watching that video and hearing that slap.
Yeah.
That body kick.
We were there up in the it was like like the same setup as UC MMA.
Yes,
Where you got the two
yeah.
tiers and the cages in front of you.
Yeah.
And we were up on the top. And up there, it sounded like someone hitting someone with a baseball bat.
But yeah,
you know what I mean?
leaving you on the video, like, you know, and obviously beating Greg Knapp. Greg Knapp was a high level guy, and the night he fought Greg Knapp was the night that I had my first ever fight.
Amateur or pro?
Amateur. My first ever fight, you know. So I remember at that time, because Chris obviously, I understand it's like a higher priority.
Yeah.
Dino's been professional for starters, so Chris went up with Dino, and I had one of the other guys then to corner me in Aberdare Leisure Centre, you know what I mean? So that was the first ever fight that I had, and Dino beat Greg Knapp that night, and there was a big fuss about it, you know.
But that goes the other way now, because you were the top of the pile.
Yeah, of course,
You know what I mean? I think it's like a pecking order, which I don't think you were more
No, I did, and at the time I completely agreed, you know what I mean?
It's the evolution of the sport, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because it's still, MMA is still in its infancy, even though it's like 20 years down the line, it's like, compared to boxing, compared to all these other sports, it's still in its infancy. So whereas Dino and John would have been big influences to you, John is still around, obviously. You know, you'll be a big influence to the next generation of boys. You know what I mean? They'll all be looking. Brett Johns is top 15 in the world, 2-time world champion.
Yeah,
that's what we're aspiring to be like. John Phillips, you know, world champion in the UFC. That's what we're aspiring to be.
That's what I liked about the sport. You know, when I originally first started, I had so many guys on the local circuit to look up to. You know, I had people like John, like Dino. I had Mike Edwards to look up to. You know, all these guys I looked up to, and even Kyle back in the day when I was he did a stint. He fought some decent guys. Kyle's record like 4-2 he was at the time. But that's
I think I saw
still a winning record, isn't it?
I saw Kyle fight.
Might have Oceana.
I must have in Oceana. I was there every Oceana.
Yeah,
I would have seen a fight.
So like I think that's originally why I might have been interested in doing the sport originally, because I remember this is how young I was. I couldn't even go and watch him. I was that young, you know what I mean? And he was 18, and he was, you know, he had a couple of fights, and he fought Ronnie Mann. You know, people forget about that. He fought Ronnie Mann. Ronnie Mann is a high level guy still to this day on the circuit. You know what I mean? So I think originally that might have been something that triggered me to go into MMA, maybe. But it always interested me. You know what I mean? Like I said, I remember I had my first ever spar. And it was against you might have heard of Stu Tyree. He's from Pembroke area. John just trains with him all the time. A great guy, and his younger brother's a guy called Sean Meany, right? Okay. At the time, I didn't know Welsh amateur boxing vest didn't have a clue. And this is me, and this is Brett, just judo, nothing else behind him, no boxing, no ground game. So I remember going across the cage and throwing a 1-2, and they both connected clean. I thought, this striking's easy, man. I said, "Be on about you." And then I remember
sugar letting on my ass.
I remember hitting him with a 1-2, and Chris goes, "Go!" And I remember running up to him. He put 4 punches on me. I just had a grey sheet come over me. Couldn't see. I thought I was shopping in Tesco's. I was doing the chicken dance over the shop, and then. I remember instantly remembering that I could do judo, so I had to take him down then. But fuck, I learned quickly.
I did judo for about 3 years as a kid. See, my mind got up to brown belt, and I used to love it. Like, all the gradings were great. The thing that fucked me up was the competitions used to be weight based.
Yes.
Right. So I'm 10 years old, fighting 14-year-olds. Right. In my first ever competition, someone done like Dunvant way, won. Like throw of the day or something like that. I was this blonde kid who looked like Peter Schmeichel with bleach blonde hair, threw him fucking 6 foot in the air. My old man is beaming like Mr. Miyagi. I'm thinking, this is a piece of piss. This is the fucking. If I done it bronze when I'm 17, at least bronze I'm going for, right? Every competition after that then was fucking. I was a fat cunt as a kid, so it was I know, right? But I'm 10 fighting 14-year-old people. They get me to the floor and just fucking sitting on me for fucking 3 minutes, like, and it was fucking embarrassing. I'll never get. My old man would have me. He'd wrap a bike tie around the stairs, and he'd have me for an hour just fucking
turning out.
I don't know what the fuck it done. All it done was break upstairs. Right? It didn't fucking make me any better. He would make me do it for an hour non-stop. I wants to watch Monkey Magic on BBC 2 and Gnomsky. Fucking hell, my brother's got Poplar come on, and I'm like, with this fucking tyre along the stairs, like, didn't do me no fucking good.
But it's a tremendous base for MMA, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
judo, because of the, like, I suppose the natural core strengths of it and everything.
I think naturally judo players do well in the sport. It's but certain judo players do well in the sport. Like, for example, for example, Ronda Rousey. I like Ronda Rousey. I think she's a great person to have in women's sport in general. It's, at the end of the day, what she's doing is getting this sport more recognised, and that gives you eventually
Well, there is no women.
financially and
There
stuff.
is no women in the UFC if it's not for Ronda.
Oh, no, of course not. No, and I always I liked her judo, but the only thing she didn't do is this is the two different styles between me and Ronda. She does judo. I do judo for MMA. Do you know what I mean? That's why I feel like her judo throws are just like she had her back taken so many times in fights, and like originally when I first started, I learned that quick. I didn't want that to happen, so I stopped it. So all mine people come to me and say, "How long have you wrestled for?" I said, "I've never wrestled for my life. You know, I haven't wrestled. It's just all adapted judo that I've adapted since I started. You know what I mean? I'd help with my dad, of course, but you have to change it up. You can't, and it's the same with boxing. It would be the same for jiu-jitsu. It would be the same for any sport. You can't just go into MMA and think, oh, it's going to work. It's going to slot in lovely. It's not. You've got to make adjustments. Things like boxing, you can't. And this is the trouble I had because I've been doing so much boxing, hiding behind the gloves, big gloves. You want to go false mitts on, so even if you get caught with your hands up, it's going to hurt. You know what I mean? So I did stop that. And like guys in kickboxing where they're doing the point score and stuff. Oh, brilliant! But when someone comes in and slams an elbow in your face, you're soon going to stop that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I adapted judo very well into the sport, and I think that's why I've done so well now until now. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want to keep going. Like I said, my wrestling, I still feel like to this day my wrestling's very strong. And even after the last fight with Aljamain, which it didn't go to plan, of course, didn't go to plan, but I still feel like if I went in there 100%, I'd give anybody a good wrestle, definitely. And I'm all about the guys at the top of the division. I'm all about the Dominic Cruzes, the TJs and stuff, you know. So. But like I said, only time will tell and only time will show that, you know. But I'm going to keep doing what I do and eventually I'll get there, like, you know.
Oh, 100%, yeah. You know, I was just looking actually, just before you came, I was looking at the rankings. You know, and it's a fucking killer's row, isn't it?
It is a big division.
Oh my God. You know, I'm looking at it and I'm going, because you did make a big jump to fight Aljamain, right?
Yes, yeah.
And then I'm looking down and I'm going, right, who would I fancy Brett? Next, I'm thinking, fuck, these are all tough fights.
Like Rob Font, Thomas Almeida.
Well, Eddie Wineland, Eddie Wineland is below you.
Yes.
And I'm like, fuck, Eddie Wineland is a great fighter.
He fought for the belt, like, so he's fighting a guy called Alejandro Perez, he is, next, like a Mexican boy that's on a bit of a tear. But he drew against the guy that I beat in Scotland, Albert Morales.
Yeah.
He drew against him, but I don't understand how he's done so well until now. He's stopped a few guys, beaten a few guys up, but I don't like that Mexican. He's a fucking div, he is, like, to me. I remember going up to that, the fight, there's the athletes retreat.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? There was like, they ended up calling.
Yeah, it was like a big party in Vegas.
Yeah, basically,
yeah.
So I went there and I ended up like going there and I was steaming drunk, like, you know. And I ended up, and I remember the time, like, Jack Marshman was there.
Right, yeah.
And like, this is one of the...
So you two go together.
Yeah, well,
that's quite good, two Welshman going in.
Yeah, but there was John hadn't signed by that point, but no, I'm not sure if he did or if he didn't, but everybody had an invitation to go, and I remember saying to Chris, like, I'm not going, I don't need to go. Chris went, yeah, fucking go.
Yeah, they pay for your flights and all that.
I'll pay for everything.
Oh, for fuck's
sake. They pay for everything.
You can't not go.
No, even the drink was free there. So I was like, Chris was like...
If I remember rightly, I seen a video of you dance with Snoop Dogg.
No.
Snoop Dogg was there.
Yeah, they had a private like gig they did, and Snoop Dogg was playing. So I remember like it was me and Stefan Struve.
Right.
You know, 6 foot 10, 6 foot 10. And I do like a selfie video of me and Stefan Struve were dancing. It was like fucking Marvin fucking thing of Home Alone. And I remember just dancing, and I remember that day Jack was there, and he was that first night he was steaming. I didn't see him for a day or two afterwards. He disappeared. He was getting drunk with Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah. He's fighting this weekend too, Vasa.
And Tyson Pedro, is it? The big Australian guys.
Right.
He fucking gone for 2 days with them against.
Can you imagine how pissed that Tuivasa could get as well? Have you seen the size of the guy?
I remember the last night we were there, he was just calling everybody. Every single 5 minutes. Oh, it's God! I wasn't gonna down this thing. He called me it. I went, okay. But
I totally agree with you.
But Jack was there this one night and he was steaming drunk, and I just remember thinking, oh my God, he's leather. And he looked over to Davy Grant, who was in my weight, and he went, Davy, watch this. Got a pair of chinos on, he just pisses himself. And
lucky boy.
No, Jack's so mad with Tilletti. I know he's form out time, he changes Tilletti.
Yeah, no, he's and do you know what? Okay, honestly, Jack's one of the nicest guys I met. Yeah, I always remember that first time in UFC Belfast. Like, he was like the first person to sign. And I'll be honest with you.
There was photo of you after that, wasn't it? And was that the one he's all beat up?
That's it. Yeah. Oh, that was the second. That was the Glasgow fight.
Right.
Yeah, but like I said, when we did the Belfast fight, I just remember thinking, like, he got signed, and I was happy for him. Of course, I was happy for him, the first Welsh guy, but I kind of believed that was going to be me. So it was a bit of a kick in the teeth. But obviously, he deserved it thoroughly, and even to this day, I always said that. And I remember going to Cage Warriors a week later, and I didn't sign by that point, and they were like, oh, I went with Jack, and I was like, look man, I'm chuffed for you, absolute chuffed for you, and I wish you all the best. And like a week later, they signed me, and I thought, oh, maybe I won't be the first Welsh guy to sign, but potentially I could be the first Welsh guy to fight.
Which you were as well.
I was, yeah. I was on the fight card, the fight past prelims, and they bear in mind, they threw us in there with two sharks. Like they put Jack against Magnus Senebol, who was on a bit of a tear. He was like a 3 or 4 fight win streak. Yeah. They put me against Quack, who had won 2 world titles in Asia.
Yeah, it was like as if they decided to go, we've got this guy who looks really good from over here, and this guy looks really good from over here. But nobody really knows him in America, let's say that. Yeah. Let's chuck him in and let's see what happens.
You've got him.
It was a hell of a fight, man.
Yeah,
really
was. The both fights were good.
2 fights were good. Yeah. But don't you think though, it's the fucking elite, it's the top level. You can't get any higher. So they don't give a fuck about blooding people in.
No.
Because, you know.
Sink or swim, innit?
Yeah, you know, unless they see someone like, say like a fucking Venom Page, who they might build up someone like that, who they might give a gimme to. Yeah. Are they were level, the level they were at, then there's no gimme fights. You have not had one fight to take it easy, like. No, and I don't think you ever fucking will.
No, I always said that. Like, even the Soto fight, you know, although it was an easier fight, only because of the time it met. Like fucking, they want to throw you in over the back. And even when I got the contracts of every fight, I think. Like they put me in front. Like I was going to fight Mitch Gagnon. I was like,
that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
I remember he pulled out like 2 weeks before. And I remember thinking, fuck Mitch Gagnon. That's a fucking tough fight. They threw in Albert Morales, who was stylistically a different fight. But I'm not going to cock my nose. At the end of the day, it was 2 weeks. I had a good camp. I'm like thinking, yeah, he's a wrestler, he's a striker, but let's just go for it anyway. And I remember I didn't feel comfortable in that fight, but still got the job done. And then then the next fight, then they go Joe Soto, and it's just getting worse and worse. You know. So even now, even like after when I saw the Sterling name, they kind of not give us an offer, but they kind of said, look, London's there because London was at the same time. Is London there, or there's Aldermanstone in Atlantic City? And I chose that because I think, you know, at the end of the day, I don't. I'll fight every single one of them top 15. I will. I honestly will. You know, at the end of the day, none of them are easy fights, but like, I'll honest to God, hand on heart, I'll fight every single one of them. I will. And probably more than once, because I'm still young in my career as well, and I'm only happy to fight the best in the world because I truly believe that I'm one of the best in the world. Course, and it means ducking nobody. So whether or not they give me someone just outside the top 15 or they give me someone in the top 10, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't now. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, when a lot of people might not have seen the video of when he got signed.
Yeah.
Like that went fucking mad.
It went viral.
Anyway, like, and that. It was chuffed to be like a Swansea. I don't know why they look like a Swansea boy. I should imagine. Like, you know, And I was watching that thinking, oh, fucking good for you, man. Yeah. You know, it seemed to mean so much to you. Like, you know, I love that video.
How does that come around? Like, because that's what I always thought. Did they sort it out with Chris? Or did you know the phone call was coming? Or was there any sort of suspicion?
Yeah, well, the actual original story is, like, I've always had an inkling. I've always had the UFC kind of call. I remember when I fought Gutierrez in Titan. The same time, Marcus Brimage ended up needing an opponent at bantamweight for Scotland. But I was like, look, I'll fight him. But my name got ignored, even for Scotland. So I was thinking, man, from Wales, you know. Yeah. Do you know they ended up putting in with him at the time? Jimmy Rivera. Fuck yeah. They put Jimmy Rivera in with him. And
did Brimage fight McGregor?
Yeah, first ever.
And I remember thinking they give him a chance. At the time he was like he was like 18-1 or whatever. So they give him the shot. I ended up having one of the worst fights I've ever had with Gutierrez. So I've had the call a few times. So then the call comes off Ryland, right? And this is from the right to the start. Okay, Ross Pearson gets a pull out. Right. He's at lightweight. Right. Yeah. So you got. Brian Butler, my manager, phones with Chris. So what weight's Brett right now? Ross Pearson needs an opponent. Chris just goes, he's about 165, I think, nearly 170. He's big, is he? Yeah. Chris goes, how much you weigh? I said, about 70 kilos, 155. I'm perfect for bantamweight. And he's about 165. Yeah, he added 10 pounds on. So at that time, I was ready to fight Ross Pearson at lightweight for Belfast. And they said, oh, look, sorry, mate, Stevie Ray stepped in. Yeah. So I was like, well, there's another call.
Stevie Ray beat him, did
he? I beat him by decision. It was like, I know at the time I'm thinking, oh well, there's another shot. That wasn't even a case of heartbroken. I was like, there's another shot gone. And then it was my little brother's birthday. He was 18, and it was his first the 24th of October. he ended up going to, it was at the 24th, or it was a day or two after, but my brother was 18, he was going to Swansea for the first time, it was Wednesday, it was student night, and I remember on the phone next to me on the bed, just ready, just in case something happened. Not that he's aggressive, but he's stupid. He's a guy that gets caught up doing stupid stuff. He's not aggressive at all, right? So my phone's on, and then I remember like 3 o'clock in the morning, I get a phone call. I think I sent it straight away. Swansea Central, here we come. And I lift the phone up, and I think I look at the number. I think that's not right. There's 444-555, whatever the numbers are in America. So I answer the phone call, and I go, hello. He said, Brett, it's your manager, Brian. Look, potentially, you're on UFC Belfast.
Right.
He said, potentially. You're fighting, if it is on, you'll be fighting a South Korean opponent. He said, but we're waiting for news back from them. Time difference, innit? Because people just think, oh, it's then and then. Oh, you got time difference in America, then you got the UK, then you got South Korea. You know what I mean? So it was like you'd find out by tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Like I said, I'm not getting my hopes up because it's happened before. So I remember going, okay. Phone Chris in the morning. Chris, we had a call last night. They said potentially, and Chris, even at that point, Chris like, yeah, well, we'll see. So then I remember 5 o'clock. I'm looking at my phone, nothing, and 6 o'clock, nothing. I was like, oh well, that's probably it then. I remember grappling with Ashley then, with Ashley Williams in the Jiu-Jitsu Academy, and I remember Chris called me for Matt. Come on, Matt, come on. Took me into the office, and Brian Butler's on a Skype call, and that's where it's all video from. Then, so he said like, welcome to the UFC. And like I said, it wasn't the case. I got upset. I got upset because I thought. Instantly at that moment, you think back at all the hard times you had. I remember 6 months prior, I had the operation on my shoulder or whatever, and I was in a bad place. You know, I was drinking loads. I went to watch Wales and Euros, easily the best time of my life, but not for my job. You know what I mean? One of the worst times ever. I remember I was in Lille, watched the Wales game against Belgium where we won 3-1 with Hal Robson-Cano, and there's a photo of me with a fag in my hand and a pint, and I was Stall Island jumper on. I was the happiest I ever been. On like a personal level, but on the career I did it all time low, and I remember like going before then, and I remember after the Gutierrez fight, there was a period of no money. Then I had like a one-off K1 fight in Swansea, basically run out of money. Then I was meant to fight a guy called Ricky Simons for Titan, pulled out with the shoulder, and that was it then, do you know what I mean? So I never thought the call would come. I like I said, I was sleeping in Chris's gym at the time, which was fit to fight.
Right, fit to fight.
Yeah,
Well, actually sleeping, living in the gym.
No, I mean, I pushed 2 couches together, and I always remember this story, because even to this day, it drove me insane. Like, there used to be a skybox upstairs with a TV, and it was like the first skybox out, you needed the card, didn't you?
Right, oh yeah.
So I'd flick on the channel, go on guide, and I'd look through and think, oh, Sky 1, The Simpsons is on, and click on that, click on The Simpsons, you need your Sky card. I'd always get caught with every single night. Just like the BBC 1, 2 or ITV, that was it. Like, or maybe S4C Publicom, but that was it. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's only when I got like a scat, my mate nearly fitted, oh fuck, I shouldn't have fucking sacked in the morning. We get him a job interview with Virgin.
We sorted out in Denny's.
My mate put a dodgy put a skybox upstairs, but no channels, and like you said, no one who fucking you think, oh, it'd be like something in the bedroom. Yeah. There's fuck all on that telly, mind you, got Sky. ITV, BBC One, SPN1X. Yeah. It's fucking World Quack Quack, Coronation Street, or fucking MasterChef. Fuck mate, you want nothing on, nothing on at all. Like,
I remember like that time. It was.
That's lowest of the low, mate. Sleeping in a fucking gym.
Oh, it was. Yeah, people say
that's brought the Rocky Balboa stuff.
I love the fighters that you see them all the time. I live in the gym. I'm like, if you live in the gym, you're not gonna be bragging about it. I'm telling you. It's a horrific place to stay. Do you know what I mean? And not only that as well, I couldn't afford a bus ticket home. So I'd have my cards with me. There'd be nothing on the cards. There'd be no money on the cards. Sometimes my mother was like, she'd finish working in the Roma, she'd come and pick me up and then go home. But rarely that would happen. I'd come home on the weekends. So I'd sleep there all week, and then eventually my mate Aidan James, who was one of my main training partners, he only lives on the corner of the gym. He said you can stay in my house, and at the time, put it this way, they called it the crack den. That's what they called it. So there was a mattress on the floor. Me and Aidan used to sleep in the mattress, and then wake up. We'd have conditioning in the morning, and like, so obviously when you sign the UFC, not only is it like you're on a bigger platform, financially it's a big jump as well. You know what I mean? But like going like the performance and like bonus, I love talking about this because people go 50k, so automatically people think £50,000.
Right.
It's not. It's dollars.
Okay.
Then Las Vegas kindly take $15,000 from you.
Of course, it's tax, isn't it?
Yeah.
People don't realise the tax in America's monster tax.
So like I lose. I'm like, okay. I'm like, give me the chance. This is 35. They're like, yeah, no, this is America, mate. You didn't tax them. So like, okay, there goes $15,000 for starters, and then obviously you got like the exchange rate. I can't believe how much the exchange rate affects the money as well, and obviously corner fees and gym fees and that is on top. So you ended up with not a lot, with less than $25,000 per hour.
They tax you out there. Do you get taxed back here as well?
I can apparently claim. I haven't done it yet. I apparently can claim.
Oh, there's something in revenue.
Yeah. Apparently you can claim the money back and then pay tax here. So apparently you get a bit, because obviously it's like 20% tax here and it's like 30 or 40% tax up there.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
That's mental.
15 grand straight away, like.
Oh God.
Without the fucking sweating.
That was my fight money as well. That's just.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So you got hit on the fight price as well.
I think I've been taxed. The 2 fights in America, but I've been taxed over $30,000. Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice kick in the teeth, like.
So it's all very well saying, I want to fight in Atlantic City, I want to fight in Vegas, I want to fight in, which the dream for me would be Madison Square Garden. Like, fucking hell. I've been very lucky enough to fucking be in there like the other couple of months ago. I just thought it was going to be like another venue, like the O2 or fucking anything. It's special,
it's
like,
different. I do it,
It's a special fucking place. When I got my daughter, who's not into sport at 13, just saying, wow.
Yeah.
My missus, who don't give a fuck about nothing, she just fucking happy living in Portena. She thinks it's exciting when the Golden Dragon changes his menu. And she walked into Madison Square Garden, and usually she'll fucking balk at paying fucking $10 of an hot dog, but even she was blown away and went, wow, what a fucking... I watch the basketball, and the only way I can describe it is, it's the place itself is not a bad seat in there, like, do you know what I mean? No. So when you're watching, if you're watching fucking MMA or boxing, you've got a fucking amazing fucking seat, like, you know, and it's massive but small in the same. It was fucking hell of a event. It was fantastic.
That's what I like about the. I think for me, if I fought Madison Square, it would be because of the history behind it.
Oh, what?
I love fight. My fight in Atlantic was in Broadwalk Hall.
Right.
Broadwalk Hall is where they filmed the Warrior.
The
Warrior.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson fought there. Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought there.
Atlantic City was big for boxing.
Atlantic City was massive. It's only the last sort of couple of decades Vegas to go just to the money side of it. They're like, the MGM ain't got no history in my head. They've got the history of these places.
Not
like,
yet.
You know,
Not yet.
Over time it will.
You know, same as that, the big stadium they built, that O2 Arena.
Well, that's what I'm saying now. See, like you said, the MGM will start to have history, but now they've just drop it. The T-Mobile in the middle.
Exactly. T-Mobile, not O2.
The T-Mobile end now. So all that history there is not as if it's wiped clean, but they'll.
Stop,
the MGM won't have that big thing it has that, like, do you mean? But like Atlantic City, when I went there, people were just saying the Americans they're not a big fan of Atlantic City. They don't like it at all. No.
It's quite rough, isn't it?
It's quite
It's like Porthcawl. It's like Porthcawl.
I'm sure Frost fought Jermaine Taylor there, something like that. I'm sure, and they were walking around before it, and they were like, fucking hell, it's just fucking...
I didn't mind it. I didn't. I thought it was alright. This was a good...
Are you from the...
You don't used to the fucking wheat sheaf. You know what I mean? They're like fucking Boardwalk Hall.
But listen, I know you walk around, like you say, and you see... Because you're a fan coming up, right? So if I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
So if I'm walking around and like fucking Chuck Liddell's over there, I'm gonna lose my fucking miles.
Yeah.
But did you did anyone you saw that really you were starstruck with?
I guess I'm probably Frankie. First ever time I saw Frankie Edgar, you know, the first ever UFC I watched live. So I was a big fan of UFC before this, but the first one I watched live was UFC 98. My favourite fighter back was a guy called Sean Shirk. 5'6", the muscle shark they called him, ripped to shreds, right? Okay, probably gear, you know what I mean? But he'd been done.
There was that claim that BJ Penn shouted it on the mic.
And he did get done for anyway. But like he fought Frankie Edgar, and I remember thinking at the time I was behind Sean Shirk 100%. Like Sean Shirk would smash this guy, he was an absolute animal, and Frankie beat him. Yeah. I remember watching that live, and I was watching a house party in Bond Council, in the council estate in Pond Lights, and then. You know, I'm sitting on a table waiting for the weigh-ins, and he just sits next to me. Like I'm 9'6". I can't say a word because my mouth is so dry. I just look at Chris, and Chris looks at me and smiles because he knows what I'm thinking. I'm like, Frank, you sit next to me, beer. But you get times like that. But then again, you don't want to come across as starstruck.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I found it hard with Frankie, so I got a discreet selfie. Do you know? I got my phone. I have like me that looking 9 stone 6, looking like a bag of bones. And but he's a small guy.
Yeah, he's a small guy.
Very, and I mean, honest.
He wouldn't strike me. You're probably bigger than him.
Yes.
Yeah. I would just.
He thought when we got there fight week, I remember seeing him, and I remember walking behind him, and I looked at Chris, and Chris looked at me, and I went, "Fuck me, he's a small guy." Like, I mean, for featherweight.
Well, a former 135 pound.
I was just saying, he was the lightweight champion, so you just see the guy's got stones on him. He has like to go up to lightweight and fight, and then because he should be my weight, he should be 35. You know, if you looked at the pair of us at fight week, you think, okay, Brett's 145, this guy's 135. He was the other way around.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. You know what I mean?
But he's not killing himself to make the weight. Then,
yeah,
obviously.
I am. Yeah. Literally, I am.
Do you think? No, you said about the previous times. Do you think that the missed weights for the Cage Warriors and for Titan FC, obviously that affected the call? Do you reckon? Earlier?
I did think that, yeah, but like I said, it was mad. I had to go to the Aries fight and then didn't fight for like a year and a half, and then they gave me the call. So I think maybe the UFC thought I'd given up on the whole like MMA scene, so they called me after that. But honest to God, missing weight is embarrassing. It is embarrassing, and even like. And I can honestly say hand on heart, the both times I did it, I give it my all. Do you know what I mean? The both times I missed weight. The first time was against Brum in Swansea, which was like even back then I wasn't personally experienced in weight cutting. I don't know how to cut weight properly. There's guys that do it differently to me, but now I found my way. I always said if I find my way of doing it and it's bearable, I will keep it my way. And ever since I signed the UFC, it's
been no problem.
It's always been no problem because I found it my way. And going back the Brum fight, I missed weight by 2 pounds, and that was 2 pounds to the championship weight, not to the fight weight.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you fight with a champion, you've got to be 135, can't be 136.
Yeah.
That was the first one. The second one then in Kansas City, that I basically nearly died. Do you know what I mean? Chris, I remember Chris having a chat with me afterwards, a few months after the fight, and we were joking about it, and he goes, "No, seriously though, I thought you were going to die." You know, I ended up cutting the weight as close as I could, and Chris went, "Right, we didn't have the scales, so we guessed more or less, right, you're about the weight now." Went
How
back.
can you tell though, without scales?
Well, we
just
did have like a pair of scales there. It was like a pair of gym scales, but you can't.
So they're not bang on
You
like
can't.
the one with.
So we got near enough what we thought was like, we probably thereabouts. And I went back to my room, and my coach at the time, Sam and Chris, went down for breakfast, and I remember something come over me. Don't know what it was. Message Chris, you want to come back to the room? I'm not feeling right, do it, mate. And I'd already more or less made weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was I was in bed by 9 o'clock in the morning. Weightings were at 4, and I was near enough the 136 mark probably, but I'd dry out a pound over that time. And Chris said, "I don't remember anything." Chris opened the door, and I was in bed shaking, like absolutely mental shaking. And then like it was just kind of keeping me cool until weigh-ins come. And like I said, we were over by 1.8 of a pound, but it was like it wasn't safe to go back in and do it again. You know, so like it was a case of. But I always say though, them times I cut weight, and I missed weight, I could have easily just gone, "I'm not fighting," pulled out the weight cut, I'd still be champion.
Yeah,
Of course,
I'd still be champion. But even if my weight cut's messed up, I could pull out and still have the belts. But I think no. At the end of the day, this guy I'm fighting has spent 8 to 10 weeks training. Why should he be punished for my mistakes? As long as they don't mind that weight cut issue, you know what I mean? But looking back now, I was a 2-time world champion with Titan and Cage Warriors. I lost the belts because of my weight issues.
Yeah.
So that was the kick I needed. So when I originally signed the UFC, I remember 3 weeks before the UFC fight being in tears in Cafe Nero because I was so scared about failing weight. I didn't want to fail weight. I didn't want to be an embarrassment. And ever since then, I found my own way of doing it. And you won't believe how much easier, it's still hard, but how much easier it is to make weight for me now.
because did you see the Dan Till video?
I did, yeah.
It was unreal, mate.
Yeah.
That
That
was to go into biggest fight of your career against a fucking top high level
elite
fucking
level,
fighter,
Yeah.
and to literally be hours before it being that fucking mess. I think fucking that video should make that video should change people's attitudes towards weight cut.
Yeah.
I don't think it's right.
I always said about that. I put a tweet up after it, and I said, look, before you judge anybody, walk in their shoes. Like, I mean, like I said, a lot of fighters will be quick to say that's terrible. But you know, you don't know different circumstances. Yes, he's big for the weight, and yes, But before that fight, he was 16-0-1. So he had 17 fights that weight and made weight. He's messed up.
They said that there was some sort of issue.
Yeah, there was
with
something.
Yeah. Even in the video you seen that, he paused for a few hours.
But it's just, it's so shocking to watch. I've never seen a full weight cut. You see little bits and pieces of it on embedded and things like that. I've spoken to Dino. I know Dino have had real tough weight cuts when he dropped to Bantam, and John have had tough weight cuts in the past. I've heard those stories, so I can only imagine how tough it must be. But to see that is the most shocking video of a weight cut I've ever seen. Because even from the start, when he was cutting the weight, the way they wanted him to cut it, he looked atrocious. He looked awful.
People like don't follow boxing or MMA or anything like that. I honestly think people just think that it's. I think people just think, oh well, they lose weight and then they lose the weight a couple of weeks before, so and they at that weight, the fighting weight. People don't realise that they're going up to. You plan it up to the hour before, like, you know what I mean? That's what people don't. People just think, they diet, they starve themselves a bit, they lose weight, they'll have a nutritionist in to tell them what to eat, they lose weight a couple of weeks before the fight, then you are going up to the minute,
I say in the last one, for example, the Atlantic City fight, I said to myself, right, Chris went, let's change things up this time. We'll do the same weight cut, but we're going to do it a lot earlier. So then you can stay in bed, you can relax, try and get some sleep. I never usually get sleep after a weight cut, but he said you can get some sleep, chill out and enjoy a bit. I said, right, okay. So I ended up cutting weight by, bear in mind I was about 6-7 pounds over. This was 5 o'clock Thursday evening. We're weighing Friday morning, 9 o'clock. I'm 6-7 pounds over. So I run in, jump on the treadmill, get my sweats on, get my hoodie on and start running. I run for about 50 minutes. Then Chris chucks me in the sauna. And George Lockhart, I'm not sure if you heard of George Lockhart, he's the famous dietitian nutritionist in the UFC. He does Frankie Edgar, he does all the boys.
He's been
Is
on
he based in that? Is he based in that institute? I'm not sure if he's at any of the institute, but I know he looks after a lot of fighters.
Right, yeah.
So I'm in the lift, and this was a few days before the cut. I'm in the lift, and I'm just there now, and two guys, hey boys, right? And the guy, his mate goes, calf slicer? I said, yeah. And I go, yeah. And we start talking. I said, oh, thank. I said, nice to see you. I said, boys, what's your name? So the guy tells me his name, and then the guy goes, George Lockhart. And I went, oh mate, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't put the name in the face. Yeah. So I said, mate, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, mate, if you need anything like sweet sweat or anything like that, just give me a call and I'll help you out, he said, as quick as I can. And I remember thinking, sweet sweat is a thing that fighters use. So before they start the last bit of their camp, they get this tub of sweet sweat, rub all over your pores. I think it's called, I'm not sure about this, Avalon, that's what it's called, but this is a company that does it for fighters. Right. So you rub it everywhere, all over your face, your back, your ass, everything. Chris was there doing it on my legs and stuff. And then it opens the pores so you sweat more. So I started using that and I couldn't believe the difference it made. I really could. It was the first time of using it. Chris was a bit suspicious because we never used it before then. But
it's got to be anyway. That's his job and all.
So we said,
but if you've been given it by that guy, then fucking hell,
So the guy comes in. He was random. I was on the treadmill running. This was the morning of the week. The morning, Thursday morning. Guy comes in and gives me 6 sachets. Just walked out. Didn't say nothing. Just went, there you go. Walked off. And I went, that's the most suspicious though. We hadn't said what it is, but we give it a crack. And in 5 o'clock we started on my run. So by 6 o'clock I was in the UFC warm-up rooms in America. You got these sit-down saunas. I can't stand the sauna. I can't stand breathing in hot air. So they got these sit-down saunas. You sit in them, you just...
Oh, it goes up to your neck.
Yeah. So I'm there now. I can feel...
Chris is here with his balls in his face.
I can't do nothing. And I start sweating, right, okay? And I remember I did 25 minutes sweat, jumped out, 25-minute wrap-up, a minute or two break, back in 15, back out 15. And the last one, I remember weighing... And I remember thinking in my head, we got there after the run. I was like 140, I had 4 or 5 pounds to go. I was like a bit like, I thought it was going to be a bit less. So already the doubts coming in a little bit. And then we chuck more sweet sweat on. I'm in there for 15 minutes to jump out. And then I look at it again, and it's just 137 point something. 136.8 or something like that it was. And I'm thinking, is that all it is? I just jumped hell of a lot then. So I had a nice surprise then. And then I jumped back in for 15, did a wrap up for 15. My manager come in. just to check on me, and he give me like a personalised bottle of bourbon.
Right.
So it's like it says the pipe
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
says the
Oh,
fight.
class.
It says the fight date and the fight show. Turns out it was an unlucky bottle of bourbon. It was the first ever time I had. Then it's probably gonna be the last. So, so he come in. I thought like that's cool. And I remember Ashley got his laptop and we're all there together. We're in the warm up room and this sit down sauna is boiling. I always remember because twice I've had it. It's like do like a fishing chair. Just sit there.
Right.
It's like a metal rail going across the back, like you know. So I remember just thinking, right, okay, you sit down and you just want to relax. Put your back.
yeah.
So Chris puts towels on and he ended up making me a pillow. Not that I'm going to sleep, but it's nice to just relax. And I was watching Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
I was watching Talladega Nights on the laptop, and then I was done then. So by 8 o'clock, I started seeing fighters come downstairs to start their cut. So that's what they do, the fighters. The American fighters want to do as late as possible. So some of these fighters start at 12. And then they cut them through the night until about 6, 7, 8,
And
9.
go straight, because it's the early weigh-ins now.
They go
isn't it?
straight to the weigh-ins. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you cut it early like me or whether you cut it late. You're still going to feel like shit. It's just I feel like shit for a little bit longer, but I'm not doing it all in one go. And I think that was a big thing for me. I'm not doing it all in one go because I like to spread it out over some time.
And if you're nervous as well about the weight cut in the back of your mind straight away, then at least if you're doing it early, you can think, well,
That's
give
exactly-
myself the biggest fucking chance.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do it, let's give ourselves the biggest chance.
That's
to do
exactly what it was for
Yeah.
me. It was exactly like that. It was like it was a case of I got there, and I remember like we woke up. Well, not that I had much sleep, and Chris said, right, okay, look, you can check your weight to 12, but you're not checking your weight then till the morning. He said, because Chris is good at the weight cuts. He knows what weight you're gonna be roughly. I was on weight at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was 136, and Chris goes, right, you're gonna check it at 12. You're not checking it again. I said, yeah, I promise. So man, now it's like I checked it at 12. It's 2 o'clock. I'm wide doors, and again. Chris, I'm going to say, yeah, my weight. These
It sounds like my missus the day before Slimming World. Yeah. Honestly, I went in the living room the other day. She brought a sauna up to her neck and all that. I can see it happening. What was that thing called again? Sweet sweats. When they do it in the bucket, it'll take 3 of us to rub it over that. Do they do it by the carton?
Because you've been on both sides of that, obviously with the end whistle pull out.
Yes, yeah.
How frustrating was that for you, having obviously gone through a camp, gone through the weight cut, done everything you had to do, getting ready to fight,
Well, can I stop it?
looking forward to it.
What have happened the last 2 days, I think, is fucking disgusting with Martin Murray and fucking Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
Martin Murray have given up fucking 10 weeks of his life for the second fucking time
Yeah.
for him to pull out, and it looks like he's pulled out to fight Triple G, which is great, big fucking super fight. Martin Murray giving up his life, his family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw Billy Joe Saunders put something on.
Yeah, kicking off.
Kicking off.
Yeah,
today,
but Martin
didn't he?
Murray, I did
Yeah.
say
Oh, I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
This is that.
yeah.
He said he's injured. He has to do it for
And
business.
he said something about Tyson Fury with David A or something, innit? He said, didn't he mention
Yeah,
that?
I think what Martin Murray did was Martin Murray went back to an old thing that Billy Joe Saunders had said, slagging off David A when David A pulled out the second time with Tyson Fury, because it cost Tyson Fury 90 grand
For the two
For the camp, yeah.
So Martin Murray brought that up and said, fucking, we've said this before.
Yeah.
Just backing it up. Like,
Yeah.
But Billy Joe Saunders said, look, I'm not a shithouse. He said, if you want, come to Manchester on Saturday, I'll be there. I'll be there watching Tyson Fury. He said, if you want to call me a shithouse to my face, we can fucking have it
Right, yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't think Billy Joe Saunders fears Martin Murray.
No, not at all.
No.
Billy Joe Saunders schools him.
Yeah.
But you can see Martin Murray's fucking disappointed.
He's frustrated.
Were you obviously you were disappointed like that, but
It was I and this is gonna sound over dramatic. I think I'm finally lost. I prefer to lose rather than go through that. I would like.
Really?
It's you should see like it wasn't even at the time. Okay, the weight cut went okay, and I remember the night of the cut. The night of the cut now was always Thursday night. You see people in and out the sauna. You see people running back and forth with their sweats on. You see it's hectic in the hotel.
Yeah.
So I ended up going upstairs and doing my run, right? Okay, I got my sweats on, I look at him and I could see he's fucking struggling, right? Okay. And so,
You are in the same building.
oh, we
same-
passed each other a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I saw Aljamain when he was getting his photos done, he was getting makeup done, and then straight after I was getting makeup done. Do you know what I mean? We passed
Do you
each other.
acknowledge? Do you say hello?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, other times it was a bit like I don't know, some was just weird. Like, I mean, I remember when I fought Wild Watson and Titan. I just every time I saw him, I went, right, mate, those things. It was cool.
Yeah.
And then some other fighters there, and it's
Yeah.
not like that. Like
people need to get in their own
Different strokes,
like,
different
some people
strokes.
need to hate you even though they don't know
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Process that
like
mindset.
James Brum though, like after that fight he didn't like me and we kept our distance there, and before the fight, it was that kind of fight, we just kept separate. But every other fight I've had really, I've kind of just said hello and stuff, and even after the fight I still say hello to the guys and stuff. But the end was still fight. Just I remember like making the weight. Thursday night. So I see him and I go, oh, how you doing? You and everything alright, mate? He said, yeah. This guy fighting the day after. He said, yeah, I got about 3 pounds to go. I said, oh, I got 3 pounds as well, mate. Oh, it's good. Like, keep it going. Then in the back of my mind, I knew something wasn't right. So like, he had like 3 or 4 pounds to go, he said, and I had the same. Because I remember thinking, oh, it's exactly the same as me. So I started running on the treadmill. He was going back in the sauna, but he was in the sauna for like a minute, 2 minutes. You could see he did that wall where he was struggling. So I was running, I ended up going to the bath, ended up like making weight. It was like 135.9. He comes in, he goes, I ended up sitting in the room before we do the 9 o'clock weigh-ins. My manager goes up and he goes, Brett, he's not going to make weight. I said, right. He said, well, he's about 3 or 4 pounds over. I said, yeah.
You're going to fight him
I'll
anyway.
fight him, don't matter. Like, okay, you can come in 10 pounds over. I said, I don't care. He's going to get filled in tomorrow. It doesn't matter, do you know what I mean? And they said, are you happy to fight? I said, look, right, I haven't trained this much. I haven't made 136 or 135 or nothing. I'm fighting someone tomorrow night, do you know what I mean? And he come in 139. So by Thursday night and the 9 o'clock weights, he'd lost a pound in that time. He looked out of a mess, man. I'll give him that. Like he looked like he pushed as much as he could. He was out of a mess. So he's 139, and then I'm on edge. Then I'm dehydrated, but I'm on edge. So I'm looking over. He's getting like medically checked. I'm thinking they're gonna tell him no. They give him the all clear. So he's like, oh, okay, he's ready to fight. So I think brilliant. The post weigh-ins end of the show. So obviously you go on stage, you flex or whatever, and then you get the stare offs. You do the stare off, and I'm staring at him, and he stares at me, and like the guy at the time goes, oh, hey, thank you boys, and you shake hands. The first thing he says, mate, I'm so sorry. I said, and I was getting annoyed because every time I saw him, he was saying sorry. So I said, don't fucking worry, it's done now. So I'm not fucking pissed off at you. At the end of the day, I can like you, I can dislike you. I still got to punch you in the face tomorrow night. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And woke up. I remember being it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I remember just waking up and I'm sitting in my bedroom while the team around me are all sleeping. I haven't moved for an hour, just looking at the floor, like, because obviously that's what I do fight day. Yeah. Trying to take everything in from the last camp into this one, and you're just thinking. And then Chris wakes up, looks at me, and goes, "You right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then we were going to the venue by 2 o'clock, so my missus phones me. My cousin, his missus at the time, and my missus, they said, "Do you want to go for a coffee?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go for a coffee." Went for a coffee, come back, and I see my final goodbyes. I said, "Oh, look, I'll see you later, look, whatever." I go up to the hotel, and my best mate Aidan, who's in the corner with me.
Is that Aidan?
James,
yeah.
Yeah, so he walks past me, and I go, "Hi, Dave." He went, "Yeah."
Oh no, he knew, did he?
I just fucking went, "You're right." He said, "I just got to make a call to my mother." So like you see, he gets like really twitchy. Yeah. That's what he's nervous. So that's how the fuck us me in. And I opened the door of my fucking hotel room. My manager sitting in the room. I went, fuck, I knew it straight away. And like I said, I went downstairs. I was okay. I was like, he's pulled out. Never mind, getting paid, blah blah. And then I went downstairs, made a coffee, and I fucking just flipped. I was just like a switch to when my head is bursting into tears. And Chris just grabbed me and said, "Look, just go upstairs. We just fucking chill out." That was in bits. So I was. And then like it was weird because I said goodbye to my family, and about half an hour later they were back with me, sitting down saying like, "Oh, what the fuck do we do now?" You know what I mean? And that was a killer. And like the big
time, effort, money, family. It must all fucking.
Yeah.
It must be terrible. As you said, you'd rather lose than fucking. Yeah.
And like I said, and I've been on that losing end now, but at least I got that frustration out. So then I remember wanting to be on that London card for one specific thing. That's all I wanted, is to be on that card for one thing, and that was to be involved in Brad Pickett's last fight.
Yeah.
And what I mean by involved...
He's a weirdo, would he?
What? Yes, he is. He's been... Because when I was...
What a nice guy.
When I was 16 years old, that was the guy I was watching in school. So yeah, he was a massive influence for me, he really was. And I wanted to be involved. It was Brad Pickett's last fight. Of course, I wanted something to do with the card. And it got taken away from me. And that's why I got frustrated, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was in the front row watching it all.
Yeah.
I looked at Chris halfway through and I said, "I want to go home. I don't want to be here." And then Brad was winning the whole thing. He won the whole fight. Yeah. And like, it was like a minute to go, he got dropped, leg kick and stopped. But he was like, obviously watching that fight, that's a big thing for me anyway. At least I was there.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And then that was just the first bit of it. It was the biggest thing for me. Was the aftermath of that. I went back to the gym. I was an absolute diabolical training partner. Every spar I had, I was going wild.
I did in a bad mood, like.
Yeah, you know, and even at the time I remember thinking, Chris, like, you're gonna hurt someone, like, do you know what I mean? I remember it was a day or two before Scotty's fight. Scotty Pearson with me was fighting another kid, and the spar just got completely out of hand. We went 8-ounce gloves, and like I just remember thinking, fucking, I need a fight soon. And then they called for July. I took a week off. You know, I took a week off, but in the hindsight thing is I needed a lot more time off the game. You know what I mean? And then I ended up going. This is what I mean. See, I lost my last fight, got straight back into training fine.
Yeah.
But at that time, didn't have the fight. Win, lose or draw, come back to training. I was just an absolute nuisance. And then I had the fight with Morales, and then it kind of evened out. Then I was back to myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little bit like that now after the loss with Sterling, but not the aggression side. I just want to get back in the win column.
Yeah.
But when people think of me, they associate me with winning. I don't like this. Like, I'm associated. Well, what happened last fight? I lost. At least when I can say, what happened last fight? I won my last fight. That's what I want to get back to. But I've tried to push for a UFC Hamburg card. Not a chance. Like, I mean, what happens to the UFC now is because it's as if it's like a queue. And because I've had my fight in April, they're like, oh, you gotta let the rest of the guys fight. But like, not the rest of the guys want to fight.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah,
I asked,
they've got a massive roster now.
you won't believe me. I asked for that fight. Well, Chris asked for that fight for me the day after Sterling.
Really?
I was there with a busted nose. Said, "Put me on Hamburg." I got a 45-day suspension, medical suspension.
Because you lost.
Put me on Hamburg. Put me on. And the reason why was that, like, I remember leaving the cage, and the American fans mind. I remember walking out, and some fucking guy goes, "You're gonna fucking die tonight." I'm like, "Cheers, buddy."
Yeah, you're over that side, that New Jersey, New York area, and they're all
this is the thing. This is the thing.
And he's a New Jersey boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
The thing that baffles me, like having a year now, is what we've done is like, we've all played football and we fucking all played sport, but we've played lowest of the low, right? Now where they were being, it's hard to comprehend how you're standing in that fucking cage, right? And you know there's all these thousands watching you in attendance, millions watching around the world.
Yeah.
John Phillips, one of the best things I took away from John's fight the other week. If you have a look back at the fight, Bruce Buffer says his name, right? And John smiles to himself, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, and the only thing I took away from it, I was thinking, he looked as if he said, I fucking done it, like, you know, it looked like all them fucking years of fucking toil and fucking, you know, and not having a call up and all that. And Bruce Buffer says his name, and I'm telling you now, he like smiles to himself, like as if I'd done it. How can you cope with the fact, like we was talking to the boys, like John Williams, Michael Howard and Courtsy last week when they played on the Vetch, like, and I was saying, how do get your head drum playing in front of, like, they was only playing in 4,000 people.
Yeah, it was.
But like, don't you think when you're in the cage, I know we've got to be focused on this mush in front of you, like, but I knew, like, I'm a little boy fucking from the fucking bottom. Like, what the fuck? How did this happen? So John's like that. Bruce Buffer's announced it, he must be thinking, fuck, I'm from the hill and look where the fuck I am, like, you know. I get
periods, see, and I remember certain periods, okay? Now the last fight, for example, was a bit of a weird one. Because usually when the fights happen, they call you, they go like, Brett, you're on in 5, like the back room's crazy. Yeah. We had was it Bert Watson? Retired, retired. He was the guy that goes, we're rolling!
He's the black guy that goes in and screaming.
He was crazy. Right, he retired, right, okay, and we're in the back room. Not many people know about this, in the back room, and he walks in the room. Everybody goes fucking wild. They're like, Bert's here, fucking what? And all the boys get their photos. Like, come on, Bert, you know, you don't go often. Let's give us a shout, come on. And he goes, we're rolling! I thought I'd never be able to hear that in my life. He retired like a few years before me. We did that, and I was a bit like, wow, cool, that's cool, like, to me. And so they go, like, Dan Hooker was fighting Jim Miller, the fight before me. Dan Hooker knocks out Jim Miller, I'm ready to go. They went, Brett, you're on in 10. I'm like, 10? I said, should we go now? He said, no, something's happening. As I'm walking out, thinking, you're on the 10, like, Matt Serra is being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Ah, right.
Well, that puts you a little bit back, like,
because he's New Jersey.
Who's in Alderman's corner for the fight?
Matt Serra.
Yeah, he's there with Ray Longo, and then the guy who fought like 2 weeks earlier, Iaquinto, fought Khabib for the belt. So that was a big thing.
They got a good little camp there, haven't they?
I walk in, okay, and I remember the second. I shouldn't have done it, but I was just, you know, me in the time. I think I said the fight was a big blur for me. I remember looking over to his corner. And I saw Ray Longo, I saw Matt Serra, and I saw Iaquinta, and I laughed. I just laughed. And I thought, that's a corner, isn't it? Look at that. And the guy, and Ray, and people think I was talking to Matt. I wasn't talking to Matt. I was talking to Ray. Ray goes, "You're doing good, kid." And I said, "Yeah, he's doing alright as well." That's what I said. But at the time, I didn't remember doing that. You know what I mean? But that was what. So like, times like that, I was in the middle of a fight, and I recognised. You know, I shouldn't be like fucking looking around thinking, "I made it." You know, I'm in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
But the other time was I wasn't even in the fight. I was walking on Vegas. It was the second time. The third time that year I'd been to Vegas, but I was there to fight.
Of course, yeah.
And I walked on the main strip of Vegas, and I just started crying. And my brother said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, I'm not meant to be here. Do you know what I mean? This isn't for where I come from to here. I'm not meant to be the bomb boy in Vegas fighting.
Of course, yeah.
And obviously, then the fight happened. And I remember just, obviously we had the win and stuff, winning in Vegas. I remember walking after the fight, walking out, and just crying, thinking, I'm not meant to be here. Like I'm meant to be doing something else. I'm meant to be in oxygen at 5 a.m.
I remember watching you when you fought the first fight against, I can't even pronounce his name, was it Quack?
Yeah.
And you came out, you didn't look at all nervous to me. Looking at it on a TV when I was watching it, you looked like, you was like, yes, and he was fucking calling it on.
I'd lost my head by that point. But I said, I got that thing, see, I get that, this is the brilliant story of the first fight, isn't it? First ever time I fought, first ever time I'd been to a UFC, and I'm on my way walking out the fight in the cage. First time I ever watched the blood.
Isn't it? I know.
So as I get there, okay, now I love talking about the first fight, the story about the first fight, because it's huge to me. And it's just off the off chance, my family, as they open the curtain, my family will be here. Off chance, lucky tickets. I got about 30 Welsh boys just by the side here, and they're all like fucking screaming. My brother's crying, and all my family there, they're losing their heads, right? And so they open the curtains. They go, "Brett, coming out." So as I walk out, I look to the left, my family there. I look straight in front of me, 2 meters away. McGregor's there. McGregor's come around, and basically what he's just come back from the double title win.
Right.
So a week or two before, he just won the 2 belts, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and he's giving me the nod.
That's great.
As if to say, "All the best, no fella. Have a good one." Like, you know what I mean? And I thought, fuck man, that's it. Now there's no turning back. Now I got a South Korean waiting for me in the cage. So as I'm walking, and I'm losing my head, and I usually get I forget things. I get a blackouts before the fight. Not a single blackout before this fight. Get in the cage, have the fight starts, blackout. So I don't remember certain things. One of Chris afterwards was like, "You did a flying knee." I'm like, "What?" He said, "You did a flying knee in the cage, man." I said, "I didn't know. Did it. He said, "Did it? Yeah, they clean." He said. I just remember thinking, "No, I don't remember certain things of the fight." Then the result comes in. I remember the result. Then nothing.
Really?
For an hour and a half.
Fucking hell.
Not a single thought. Okay. And Chris said, he described a lot of it, and I've seen videos. So as I'm walking in the cage, I'm hysterical crying, like being carried because I'm crying so much. And there was a famous MMA reporter's like, "Oh, it must mean a lot to Brett because he's hysterical. He's getting carried out, crying his eyes out here." And then I see one of the boys from the gym, Elliot, who hugs me because I got a video here. He hugs me. He says, "Well done." I don't remember that. And as we're walking, I'm looking at Chris tapping on the shoulder saying, Did I win? He's like, "What?" This is 5 minutes after the fight. I said, "Did I win?" "Yeah, you won. You fought. You won." Like, I mean, I didn't know. I didn't have a clue. And apparently I kept on asking him. So by the last, I said, "Did I win?" He said, "No, you lost again." I was like, "Why I lost?" And I remember going back to the changing room, and apparently people were like going wild. That's when Brad come to me. The first time I probably met Brad, he said, "Oh, my awesome fight, blah blah blah." Then we had we having photos done. And Sarah, I think, I can't remember, it was one of the UFC girls that was there. And by this point, my stomach is as if someone just twisted my stomach upside down. I remember on a photo like that, and something happened in my stomach, and I went, "Chris." And by the time I said Chris, she went like, "Oh my God, go to the fucking toilet now." So when that happened, I remember going back to the toilet, and I swear to God, to this day, I was on the toilet in the SSE arena for 40 minutes just looking through tweets like that.
No.
For 40 minutes after the fight, and didn't stop going for 40 minutes. By the fourth time, they said, "Brett, they need to check you now to see if you're alright." And apparently the big thing with fights is memory loss. And Chris goes, "Right, you can remember everything because we're not going to hospital tonight." He said, "So right, okay." Guy said, "How you feel?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "What just happened?"
How many fingers am I holding? Brett said Thursday.
And then I remember getting back, obviously, to the hotel, and then My whole family were there, and it was good. It was good. But
I got fucking goosebumps.
yeah, it was nuts. That first fight was nuts. The second fight was obviously more the Glasgow fight was more relaxed. There was nice things. I remember back in the Fighters Hotel, you got all the fighters there. Paul Felder was there. There was loads of but that time it was like we were going to the venue. John Cameron comes up to me and goes, "So Brett, big fan, mate. Just wish you all the best." And before I fought, so that was a big feather in my cap.
He comes across as similar to yourself, like Cameron. He seems to come across very politely, nice guy, like you know.
No, at the end of the day, I was like, "Oh wow, thanks." You know, could I take every little thing with sentimental value? Every fight's got a bit of sentimental value in it. You know, I always think, "Oh, I'm on a card this time with this guy," or "I'm on a card this time with this guy." And I remember with that fight, it was with Gunnar Nelson. I was on the card with Gunnar Nelson with the first fight, Gegard Mousasi's main event, and with the Vegas fight, I was more starstruck with the fact I was fighting Joe Soto. Do you know what I mean? So I was fighting him. So what was that?
And with Vegas as well.
And on the Ultimate Fighter finale.
Yeah.
And the Ultimate Fighter had been such a
and
massive
it was,
thing
and it
for
was
the
the
UFC.
first time on the main card.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wow, that's good for me. You know what I mean? And then obviously the Atlantic City fight, you look at the first 4 fighters, it's Cub Swanson, Frankie Edgar, Edson Barbosa and Kevin Lee. There's 4 big names too, and I was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? So every single fight, there's a lot of sentimental value. I don't mind fighting in America. Take the financial bit out of it. America, I love fighting America. I think it's a very positive place to fight. And like if you lose, you still appreciate it. Like I said, I walked out Atlantic City. I wanted to win, 100% I wanted to win. But on the way out to Atlantic City, people were just grabbing me, tapping me in the back. Well done, good fight. You know, that's the only thing I took Atlantic City fight. You know, I wasn't 100%, hands down I wasn't 100%. But by God, it was a good fight to watch.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, having watched it, you didn't let yourself down there. As you know, you may feel like you let yourself down. But I didn't look at that fight and go, "Oh, Brett let himself down." I just think on a night, Aljamain Sterling is an elite level fighter. And you look like you've got a little way to go to get to that level. That's what it was. It was small. It was small things.
Yeah, I think. Honestly, I think that day is probably bang on. It was the case of it was the first real big name put about there. The experience of it. Maybe I know for a fact I didn't go in there to win. I went in to knock Aljamain out. Aljamain went in there to win. That was the difference. I remember in the back of the change room when I was hitting pads, I felt good hitting the pads, but mentally I wasn't switched on. Chris does his games backstage, he's like mind games to get me switched on mentally. We weren't working at all. Nothing at all. But hitting the pads, I was bouncing the pads. I thought if I was a Z, he'd be done. And even in the fight, I've always believed I've had knockout power, but never really shown it. And I remember 3 or 4 times in that fight hitting him and thinking, his eyes are rolling, Do you know what I mean? It was loads of times in that fight. But I was doing that. I was going for the power punch, but then looking at him, he was landing double the punches back. So it's a lot of experience there. And bear in mind, I'm not a striker either. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So that was a big thing.
Look, you're 26 years of age. He's been up there and fought top level guys previously. He is that far ahead of you in his career. It's just naturally. You know what I mean? So, like I say, you went 3 rounds with him. You stood your ground all the way through it. Very good. There was nothing to take in any, and I don't think anyone would look at that fight from the outside in and say American seeing you for the first time going, what the fuck is Aljamain still having to fight that guy for? There's no way, do you know what I mean?
Another positive as well, it was putting me with a big name. That's another thing I wanted, a bit of more popularity. The fight was an interesting fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I wanna have, you won't believe the way I work mentally, you know, in a fight. Either now I'm off tomorrow. He's fighting in a company called a fight promotion called Brave. Massive fight company in Bahrain. First ever time they're in Europe. So he's fighting on that. He's the first Welsh guy fighting that. We're going back to Belfast in the SSE. So that's amazing. Believe it or not, it's the first ever time I've gone away to corner. First ever time. No. I've had 4 fights in the US and I've been the one that's had a cut weight and fight and everything. So we're out there and when me and Aidan talk together, you'd think the mental apparel. Aidan likes to get an early stoppage. I've always been able to love that 3-round war. No matter how bad they look on the way out. And like the boys find it crazy because the boys would prefer stoppage.
Don't get paid for all it.
That's the main thing. I think I do, but I don't. But I remember the Soto fight was that was the big thing for me. I think I was disappointed with the Soto fight because of I didn't have
so
that.
Quickly,
it
was over so quick.
And it was mad. Like I had that with Watson as well for my title fight. I remember winning the belt. Okay, got backstage, put the belt on the table, and I just sat there and I thought, well, that was shit. It was just no like.
It's like if you haven't got everything you need to get out of the system.
Do you know what I mean? Like I got bust my nose. I've a 4 UFC fight and bust my nose in 3. And them 3 fights I've enjoyed the most.
And it's actually not as bad.
Not bad, mine.
Yeah, fucking hell. I'll just show you went through UFC fights. I had one fight with Steve Jones outside Jumblies. So it's a hell of a fucking mess.
I was actually up the hospital today. I got mine done.
Oh, never.
I got deviated septum. I was sparring with Rocky about 6-7 years ago, and he hit me with a straight left hand counter. He's a big man, and he smashed my nose to fucking smithereens. So I was literally up there this afternoon. I was in Neath Port Talbot with the Auckland
And the best thing was he got taxed 15% as well.
I was out to Swansea.
I can see the way you talk about him, how fucking much of an impact Chris Reese must have had on your fucking career and his life, I think, but the fucking. Because I don't know any of these boys, but I'm fucking, I'm big on Instagram and that, and I do like to follow yourself. I like to follow you outside the ring as well. I don't know if we'll come on to this, but how the fuck you turned into the first fucking UFC casual is massive. I mean, don't forget now, I got, I'm looking at photos of you, Kyle, who's standing outside the MGM posing in a new fucking Stone Island fucking park. I was big fan of that, you know what I mean? Who can relate to that? But I follow all the boys, like you said, Scotty Pedersen, very active on Instagram, Aidan, fucking the same, Curtis Dodge and all that. You seem to have a team. But when I look at him from the outside, and Scotty, fucking hell, he's video fucking mad, and he fucking videos himself all fucking day. Who else? Neil Crocker's boy Rowan is there.
Rowan will be a superstar. Rowan,
craziest cauliflower you I've ever fucking seen. Oh my god! Bear in mind, they're on Wine Street outside Chickleland. Honestly, God,
versus you then.
Honest to God, it was double aside.
It was fucking unreal.
I'll show you the video later. Oh my God!
It was fucking unreal, mate. It looked like someone put a chicken sandwich on the side of it.
Honestly,
unreal. But he's his old man was a very good. His old man was a good boxer, good boxing trainer. So you got history in combat sports, but that Rowan looks a bit special.
He was he's only young. He's the youngster of the team, and with Rowan, he breaks out of his shell once you get to know him. And I think he's a great kid. He's the youngest of the team, and I remember the first watching him spar. I said, "Have you done anything before?" He's like, "No." But he was using feints. Obviously, I didn't know his old man was a boxer.
Yeah, he was a boxer, and I was brought up with my two best mates, Colin Breen and Jamie Breen. Their father had. If he won the only professional gym in Swansea, boxing gym, it was certainly the biggest, biggest stable. And Neil was a pad man, trainer, always involved in boxing. So all them fights and all them probably come natural to him,
He's in all fairness as well, he was good, and he's believe it or not, the European Championship for MMA is 2 weeks away. So this is a stable now for amateur fighters to basically go into a tournament where they fight the best teams in the world and they try and win the European gold medals. I like the concept of it, but now they're starting to involve money in it. So you're going to get the elite. The elite.
Yeah.
Now is money involved, and I like that though. But there's apparently the winner gets something $8,000. Fucking hell, they're doing alright there. I in my first fight I got given I had 150 quid of ticket sales. I was like, these guys are paying
But that's right though, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I always had a bit of a sour thing with that until I really thought about it. I thought, well, I was an amateur in the game, I didn't get paid, and I felt like there was a bit of bitterness. I'm thinking, no, and then I thought about it. No, it's good. It's not a bad thing.
Progression.
The sport is progressing now, and you're starting to get people paying money. That's brilliant. So let these guys fight for that money.
But the boys like yourself and Dino and John and going back all across the country, these boys are starting in the infancy of MMA. They're starving for a living, literally. But what you're doing is building the road for the future stars.
Definitely.
So then in, let's say for argument's sake, 20 years time, right? These boys that are coming in and they're 3 and 4-0, they'll be able to train full time with the money they're in.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
That was a big thing for me. I had to quit my job with Cuddies. I used to work with the Cuddy group, and I remember my last day on site off. It was terrible. I remember when you go out working, sometimes they lay out the big, say for a building you got a big slab where the floor is concrete, and they fill the thing up with concrete level, and then what they call it, they soften it up, But you'd obviously have to check the concrete, and you used to get metal cubes. I did that, and I remember being on site, and I remember I was doing it. I had a rebar, and you would tap the soft cement so it'd flatten it even out all around. And I remember doing it, and I'm just thinking, I stopped, just bursting into tears. I walked into the office. I've been working there for 2 years, and I went my foreman, Steve Jones, at the time. I said, I can't fucking do this no more, mate. I said, I just won a British title at that point as well. I said, I can't do this no more. I gotta go. And then I quit work, But I remember that first, that was the period.
How massive is that?
Yeah.
Like, in fucking work. Like.
Nothing though. Like, I remember Biffy and Tom was helping me out at the time with specialist nutrition. If it wasn't for them, I would have been messed right from the start. But like, they helped.
Thomas Richards, no? Like,
yeah. So I remember like the first couple of months I survived off that, and then obviously that money ran out, and then I was living off nothing. You know, I was getting lifts everywhere. I was like that. From 2013 to 2016, I lived like that.
It's all a catch-22, isn't it? Because a lot of boys at that level, at the British level, they have to work, and MMA's their pastime, isn't it? You know what I mean? And a lot goes in, they have to work all day. I know this was a large part of Dino, like sort of jacking it in and his family and everything and work. But it's near impossible to do what you did, isn't it? To like give up work and just go full-time without massive sponsors or backing.
Well, look at Dino. You were saying about Dino, right? Dino's a postman, right? Every day you're walking for 5 hours. It takes 2 hours to walk a pair of van, right? So you're doing 2 pair of vans before you even train it.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you supposed to make anything of that career?
How can you improve?
What Dino did was fucking unreal, really, when you look back at it. Like I said, 'cause even if you sit in an office 9 to 5, then at least, like it's mine now, but at least he's like chilled for the day. Because a lot of boys in work with us like to play Welsh League. They'll work Saturday morning, then go and play like for Harvey West, innit? And I'm saying to them, boys, imagine you didn't have to fucking do that 5 hours before. Imagine how good you could be, like, you know.
I bet you forget what Dino is, obviously got kids as well.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking good for that.
You know, his family and look after his family.
Yeah.
But like, that's the... not a luxury, but I didn't have that, you know. So obviously with Dino, it was a lot more difficult.
Yeah, of course. You can look after number one.
Yeah.
You know
so
what I mean? You can give up work and fucking.
Oh, the old girl for me, my mother. Like, if it wasn't for her, she worked 2 jobs to make sure that I got what I wanted to do. And even as a 20-year-old boy, and it's demoralising. Like, you know what I mean? Your mother having to do it for you, but and even to this stage, she hasn't asked for a penny back. She's like, look, if you're doing really well, you know, she loves looking at the internet and seeing people.
Amazing! How fucking amazing is that?
But obviously, without her, that wouldn't have been possible. And obviously, with the sponsors at the time, they were huge as well. And like I said, you know, but the good thing is now is like, I had to go through the hard times, but now maybe that because of me going through the hard times, the other guys in the gym won't have to, because them boys in the gym, the Scotties, the Bens, the Aidens, Ashley Williams. These are the guys that are on the fucking front line with me. They're the guys who you know, we ate lumps.
We do seem to have that bond, like.
Yeah.
Like Chris is, like, in all fairness, a lot of people won't know who Chris is.
No.
Who are not involved in the game, say, but probably, you know, biggest jiu-jitsu academy in.
Oh, it is by far, yeah. But in Wales, you know what I mean? But he's the father figure of the gym. Yeah, he is, you know. Like,
does he still roll?
Oh yeah, he's shit on. Yeah, he's good. Like, I mean, he's really good. You know, I always try and get a roll with him if I can. But the boy at the minute is Ashley Williams. You know, he's representing the gym at the highest level of grappling. He's fighting some of the biggest names out there. And like, I get to train with him on a daily basis.
Have you fought in that Eddie Bravo?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's what I mean. See,
that's fucking high level shit. That's fucking Cobra Kai nonsense.
But he fought, like, there's a team out there called the 10th Planet Boys. So you've got people.
Eddie Bravo have opened them up all over the world, didn't he? Dubai, in London, I think he might be bringing them. I don't know whether he got one yet already, but opened them up all over the world.
He's got one in London. It's a big one, but a couple of his main boys is a guy called you got the Boogeyman, and you got the Freakazoid. The Freakazoid, these are two of his main boys. Freakazoid is the guy that pulls the gun to his head every time he fights. Ashley fought him in his in EBI. Right. Took him to the overtime round. It was like it was like two cats fighting over a ball of cotton. You should have seen it. It was mental. Watching the fight, I was like, I didn't know what the fuck. Like, I've been in the sport for a long time. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was watching and thinking, Ashley was in a sub, and basically he was in a Kimura where his thumb wasn't touching the back of his head, wasn't tapping out. Then I was just watching it, but he fought. That was the level he fought. You know, he fought like
the best in the world.
You can't get better, and he fought that. And I get to train with him on a daily basis. Scotty Pedersen was a youngster from Porthcawl who, you know, you get him with the kitchen sink and he'd laugh at you like.
But he seems to live the life.
Oh, he does, yeah.
You know, he lives it like, you know.
He's the hardest worker in the gym. He's
really?
You can tell that,
like, you know.
Aiden is we've all got like amazing like attributes. We're all different. You know what I mean? Ashley's grappling's insane. Scotty's work ethic's insane. The way that Aiden reads striking is, I can't even put into words. Like, the way that I read grappling is the way that Aiden reads striking. It's mental, right? Okay, and then obviously Ben is for his size, his strength, I'm known for my cardio. So we all got these different.
That's that Ben Miles, is it?
Ben Miles,
Right,
yeah. For his size, his strength's incredible, and I thought myself as my fitness, my cardio. Do you know what I mean? That's why I've always been known for that, though. You know, and we've all got our little tributes. But what I love though is when I go to these different gyms or different events, and people say, "When you train?" I say, "Chris Academy." So who's your main training partners as well? Well, the majority of them are amateurs. You know, Aidan he's going into his second pro fight, and they're like, "What, you've built your career on that?" I said, "Yeah, these boys are all killers. They're and honest to God, people think I go to the gym and I have my own weight. I tell you now, I don't.
Yeah.
In grappling, I'll get filled in by actually grappling all the time. Striking, I got Scotty and Aidan who fill me in the stand up because they haven't got boxing, they've got MMA striking. It's everything. And then for wrestling, I got Curtis. So like in the gym, I get hammered.
It was a Commonwealth fucking
level Commonwealth Games bronze medalist. You know what I mean? And I got them guys who beat lumps into me, really do. And like, you know, but
listen, if you ever want me to come up with my own man's tyre, the offer's always there, mind.
For the banister.
You all look like mates as well, though.
Yeah, we beat lumps each other Monday to Friday, and we got a coffee chat.
You were in respect there, didn't you? Amongst yourselves, they've been fucking hammering each other. They've
been amazing since day one. Like and after every camp, I make sure I have 5 minutes. I sit down and say, "Look, you don't understand what this means to me." Because like I said, when I mean they're on the front line, they're the guys who stand in front of me and they take my hardest shots and I take their hardest shots. That's the way it works as a team, you know. And it's awkward, see, because you know, you can't just fight your best mate and be okay with it. But it works for us. It does. It's mad,
course,
you know.
Because there's been like, you know, in the past, there's fighters that have been like yourself with a team, and then they get to a certain point. They think I got to move to another team to like maybe improve this extra step.
Yeah,
like, that's not always the case because you look at Conor McGregor. He's 2-weight world champion. He's never left SBG.
No,
do you know what I mean?
No. I said Chris mentions this. He said like, look, once I feel like you need to go, I will tell you to go. You know, and like for me personally, I live 20 minutes from the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't understand how much of a blessing that is. I'm a home bird. I don't.
You'd have to pack up your life, wouldn't you?
Yeah. My missus, I'd have in the neck from her. Do you know what I mean? Because she wouldn't be happy me going like maybe to Florida or maybe to Vegas for 6 weeks at a time. She did it. You know what I mean? I know that I did it. Yeah. I love being here in Swansea. People say it's a shit. Oh, it's my shit. I love this place. It's my own. Like,
I don't even think it's a big. I'm a big fan of loyalty though as well.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you could go, say Scott Quick for example, gone with Freddie Roach, and he have you really improved him? Like, you know,
I was gonna say, just because they're the best coach in the world, it don't mean you're gonna bond with every single fight that you got.
Like I said, I can tell when you talk about Chris tonight. Is like it's something there, innit? Something more than just a fucking sporting coach. Like, you know, it's far more. He's gonna look out. Same as like a Carter with McGregor. It's great to see McGregor do what he does because he kept the same coach and they got the relationship. Like, and it's like surely it would mean far more to you whatever you achieve in the sport having him behind you rather than some fucking guy from America who, let's be honest, don't really give a fuck about you. Like, you know,
I don't fucking know. I wouldn't know them. Like I know Chris. I know his family. I know his kids. You know I know him very well. You know, and you can't, like you said, you can't. I'm a big thing with loyalty. You can't buy loyalty. You just can't. You either got it, you haven't. And you know, for me personally, Chris has built my whole career. Yeah. So Chris has been the one who has been with the training and stuff. So when I lose a fight, I don't lose a fight. We lose a fight.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a big thing for me. So I make sure like I never want that to go ever. Do you know what I mean? That's the relationship I got. I want to keep that relationship because he knows. I'll walk into a gym. This is the relationship we got. He goes, "You right?" I'm like, "No, I'm right." Like, "You're not right," and he knows straight away. Yeah. What's the matter, mate? Why are you walking funny? I said, "No, what funny you are." And he'll notice I got an injury or something. So he knows me like that. I don't have to say nothing.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so I got that, and like I said, you can't buy that. Don't matter what you got. As a coach to an athlete, he's more than that. To all the boys, he's more than that. Like, you know.
like a mentor, like father figure type.
Yeah, that's what I meant. When I said earlier, he's like a father figure. That's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? He's a guy who can phone. I got stuff wrong. Like I said, I phoned what these bite marks that got over me. He's like,
mate, don't fucking talk. I went camping last week. Look at the state of my legs. It looks like I've been fucking jacking up. Right? Fucking horse flies in that field. I must have got bit 200 fucking times.
Honestly, going back about 6 months ago, I had there's a little tiny scar, mate. I mean, you won't believe the effect of that. My whole arm went up. Look at the Michelin man. Just
you can.
Honest to God.
Fuck, I swear to fuck, if I wasn't so fucking drunk all week, it would have spoiled my fucking week, seriously. Because look at my fucking arms, my fucking legs, back.
He was only gone for 2 days, he worked the big weekend. He had more than he worked for fucking the Sterling fight to get. Fucking hell, I didn't get 40% tax in the time right now.
It was fucking, it was worth it. I said, we were going away anyway, because the kids are off school, and it's shit in work with me, I'm a taxi driver, so it's shit in work with me when the kids are off. So I said, like, we'll go away on a Wednesday, I'd work all our weekend, and I worked all our weekend, and I was like, fuck a Wednesday. I finished early on a Monday, we went away on a fucking Tuesday.
Nice,
it was fucking great, nice to have a fucking break.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like going back like the Cage Warriors and the Titan days. Cage Warriors now, it's fucking super gone massive, isn't it?
Well, it's basically
UFC
like
feeder,
UFC feeder league.
Yeah, I always say it's like the championship of the MMA world, isn't it? You got the UFC who was the premiership,
fucking spot on.
Yeah.
Was it as big when he was there? Yeah. Or seems to have caught like the last couple of years?
They put him on Fight Pass now, which is
which is a massive.
Let's get him more.
That's it. Obviously, Bellator's another big one that seems to be becoming bigger noise.
Yeah, I like that Scott Coker. Like he seems
he did Strikeforce and stuff. See back.
Yeah, they sold to the UFC.
Yeah, it was that who owned it before him was Bjorn Redmay or something. Bjorn Redmay.
Rebney.
Yeah. So he owned, but I think he's given it to he's been.
Yeah, they sold it out, didn't they? They sold Strikeforce out to the UFC.
Yeah.
UFC basically wanted Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Oh, was that?
And obviously, they on top of that, they took over him.
Fucking.
Cormier, you know, Josh Barnett.
Yeah,
they had all those heavyweights come over, you know, and the only one who didn't was Fedor.
Who's probably the best.
Well, he was on a sort of downturn
it was the Badoom fight, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was after that.
It was after that. So they wanted him still. Because they wanted to do Fedor versus Brock, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
That was the fight that they wanted, like dream matchup, but Fedor was having none of it. Like he's owned by the Russian mafia or something. So they was having fucking none of it. They wanted millions, and Dana White wasn't prepared to pay him. Like
as I say, when John put up a post a few weeks ago saying he wanted Moscow, I'm like, mate, I know Moscow. You can have Moscow. I don't think you're going to Moscow.
It's like all the fucking England fans going for the World Cup, aren't they? Fuck that, isn't it?
Well, speaking about England fans going to the World Cup, that journey in the Euros was fucking following that was fucking brilliant. I was lucky enough to go out. My mate Lucky sorted us out.
I've already booked Denmark away.
Really?
Yeah, I booked it.
You seem to have caught the bug for that, like.
Yeah, after the Euros, I think it was. Like I watched Wales and stuff on TV and stuff, but never followed them as passionate as what I did. Because what happened was, like I said, when I was going through that bad period with my shoulder, I did rock bottom. My brother said, look, there's a free ticket going to watch Wales versus Russia, the last group game of the...
Fuck, what a game.
I picked the good one, and I thought, right, okay, I fancy it. And he goes, right, okay, we're driving one of the boys, Tom, who he runs the Porthcawl Roma, he does, and his missus let him borrow the car. She has a VW, at the time she was driving a VW convertible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, alright, we're just getting a lift to obviously Cardiff or Bristol, Toulouse.
Yeah.
We drove 6 hours to Dover, got on the side of Dover, typed in the address to Toulouse, it was 17 hours.
Fucking hell.
The other side of the
Honestly,
like Australia.
Oh fuck, by the end of it we got there, we were like, fuck, we just got to bed, like we were fucking fucked. We
went to a game in Paris. My mate Lucky sorted us tickets for the Ireland game.
Northern Ireland. In the PSG stadium. I was there then as well.
So you're driving through Paris. It feels like you're in a film, doesn't it?
Oh, nice.
Total fucking gridlock.
Yeah.
You know, I got to get out. I got diabetes, mate. I'm dying with a piss. I'm having a piss on the Champs-Elysees. Honestly, all the fucking gendarmes were trying to arrest me. Like, fucking catch the pigeon. You know, we stuck in fucking traffic as fuck. All I could do. No driving around Paris. I felt like Chevy Chase in National Lampoon. Do you know what I mean? It was like being on a film set, wasn't it? You know, go at the park, shoving on the curb, getting drunk as fuck underneath the Eiffel Tower. It was fucking great. It was all these Chinese fucking people having photos with you. Fuck knows what that is in Chinese Facebook. It's fat cunt having a piss on the shoulders and he's saying like, you know what I mean? Fucking great time.
The Euros were amazing. Like I remember the Toulouse game, and there was a couple of boys there. Like I know a couple of the Cardiff boys as well. See the boys who run weekend defender.
Mate, Sam Jones, yeah, fucking.
So and all
really cool fucking guys.
Cool guys. I always look at his Instagram and his boy. He's got his boy wearing some of the best clobber I've seen. Stone Island jackets. He's only like what? He's only like 5 or 6.
Have you seen this boy doing jiu-jitsu?
Oh, nuts, mate.
Have you seen the fucking kid climbing up the fucking
door frames?
Mate, he's like fucking Baloo from Jungle. But he takes it to BJ. And Sam have actually done a bit of MMA.
Yes, I remember.
He sent me a card for my wedding day.
Yeah.
Simply because I've been wearing the gear for years. My missus sent him, said, "Oh, will you do me a favour? Send him a card for the so on my wedding fucking day, I'm wearing a 3-piece suit and a weekend defender badge."
Class,
you know.
Class.
And Sam looks tough, like, you know.
Yeah,
I've seen him box, I've seen him.
He's tasty,
but you got a kid, say his kid's about 3 or 4. You got this little fucker climbing up the door frame, right? So he's climbing up the door frame, doing pull-ups. BJJ, he's got 3-year-old boys in fucking arm locks. This guy's got to be he's got to be a menace.
Sam's given his own little credit, his own little card that he pays him £8 a week and he can do overtime for extra money as well. He's like a nuts.
Yeah, so I think Sam, like, he's got a business head on, like, he had a clothes shop in Merthyr and fucking...
And he was in Soho in London.
That's right, the weekend defender shop in Soho, like, you know, I think he loves a coin by the looks of it, like.
Yeah, but I was amazing. So I saw Sam. And I see this kid, he's wearing a weekend defender polo. It wasn't Sam, it was some other guy, and he's wearing a bucket and a weekend defender. And I remember being out there, and like I said, I'm a bit, whenever I go away, I'm always wary. My fists are always clenched, I'm wary, I'm ready to go at any point. And I explain why, but we get to the shop, and everybody's not buying any beers. We were outside the Melting Pot in Toulouse, bonkers, full of Welsh. And this guy walks in his weekend defender stuff, looks at the queue, looks at the guy by the doors, he's got 2 beers, he goes, Lenope, and fucking sprints out the shop. He got 2 cars. I thought, oh my god, it's bonkers it was. And I think I got hooked then. I just loved how everybody was. It was Cardiff, there was Swansea, there was Wrexham, there was Newport, there was everybody there. And I loved how the Welsh were passionate. But the reason why I'm on edge was in Moldova. Going back, actually, I was at Moldova, I was half cut, and then I had news that I was fighting Joe Soto. I was Steven Drug looking at BBC post.
Wait, cut's going well.
One of the beers. Yeah. And after the game, this Mercedes pulls up, and this boy jumps up and said, "Look, I'm one of the Moldovan football players," he said. And he wanted to give us a talk for travelling out there. Brilliant. So he gives one of the kids, Shep, who I go out with, we got a Wales away group. Never see these boys unless we go away with football.
That's fucking brilliant.
And it's amazing. So we go away with these boys, and Shep, one of the youngsters, he gets given this top, and he runs up, gets the guy to sign it, and he puts it on. The Moldovan football that was stunning. It's yellow. It's got this funky little pattern on the sides. It has. And this local comes up, and he walks up, and he goes, Moldova, and he said, yeah, and he goes, take it off, and he went, what? It's been given to me, like, by a gift, like, you said, take it off. He goes, no. He puts his fag out, and I think, right, it's going to go off now, yeah? So he's only young, he is, like, you see him, you know. So I push in front of him, I'm thinking, right, we're going to go, it's going to go off, yeah. I got about 5 or 6 other Welsh boys I don't know, and this Moldovan boy, who's scruffy as ever, and I'm thinking, right, he's going to pull out something, I'm going to have to clock him. And then, lucky enough, one of the old Bills passed then, and he saw that he was causing a bit of trouble, and basically told him off, like, I mean, but I'm always wary at these places, and you'd be shocked. My cauliflower years get me out of a lot of trouble.
I can imagine.
A lot of trouble.
People who've done luck for the cauliflower years. Yeah. I did a show for Chris Ware Saturday, unlicensed fight in the YMCA. And there was a drummer, handsome looking kid, like you just said. He'd come along. What's his name? And he'd come along.
I fought him.
No fucking way.
I fought Jason Jenkins. The grasshopper, they call him.
The grasshopper, I love it.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
you know, because we talked, and I said, fuck, he said, he just comes up. I said, how long will be with him? He said, I turned up tonight. I said, how the fuck do you know the songs? He said, I wings it. And then I thought, fucking hell, fair play to you, like, you know, come along, done a full Oasis set, never played with these boys before. I saw, fuck, fair dues. And then I seen the listeners then.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, fuck, a drummer and a tough cunt and all. Like, he went, oh, yeah, he's handsome cunt.
Oh, you can get the songs wrong, but no one can say fuck off.
No. They're singing Wonderwall. He's doing Don't Look Back in Anger. No one said fuck off. You know what I mean?
Two things about that show. Jason, I fought him. Do you know I said through a right hand up in the step?
Of course,
it was him. I probably
stuck a drumstick up your ass.
Yeah, he almost took my head off, and I remember this more than any. When I've been in fights, there's 1 or 2 times where someone's thrown a shot, and I go, fuck, if that caught me.
Yeah.
Jason knocked out a kid before with a spinning wheel kick. I'll have to show you the video later. Honestly, God, you won't believe me. A spinning wheel kick, a heel to the chops, like knocked the kid clean unconscious. He missed my face by that much. I was on the first ever time. And it was fast. They come fast. And the second thing was Chris Bushby fought in that card, didn't he?
Yeah, of course he did.
Chris Bushby's my nephew's father.
No way.
Yeah. So Chris, me and Chris got a good relationship. Like, but he years ago when I first did boxing, he took me to my dad's gym and tried to teach me, hit me this up, like fucking hell. I didn't see it coming, but I felt it.
Well, funny enough, everyone thinks like Darren is the main one.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone knows Darren in Swansea. He's fucking really well known. But Chris, he took this fight Saturday and about a couple of hours notice.
Did you fight Rob Cousins?
Yeah.
You know him, do you?
Well, no, just because he follows a podcast and I talked to him a couple of times.
I know Rob. He used to do a bit of MMA, so I spoke to Rob quite a bit there.
It was his boxing debut with him Saturday. Like, he did talk about podcasts.
The only reason I knew about that is because I follow Rob on Twitter, and Rob put up a photo saying like, oh, look at the great
That's what I saw,
boxing.
yeah. He's with Chris.
Yeah. So that's how it was. It's like a good show.
It went well, yeah. It was like a proper old-fashioned boxing show. It wasn't white collar.
No.
Like it was smoky as fuck, and I was looking up, and I thought, fuck me, this reminds me of a proper boxing show, your ball style.
I was gonna
like
say,
no white collar, like all the women are dolled up, and
the
problem we got is selling tickets. It is, it was a good fucking 100, 120, 138, but with a white collar, right? You've got this fucking guy who works in a bank, and he's selling tickets to all his family, all his mates.
Maybe the one time he ever does it.
Just the one time he'll ever do it. But these boys, Chris had the weekend, they establish local boxers, right? So they're not going to sell 50 tickets, whereas if, say, when Ryan fought, we all went mob-handed and he sold fucking 40, 50 tickets. So you're not going to get that because people see him fighting all the time. But as a boxing show, unlicensed, it was fucking great. It went well,
it looked, from the video, it looked old school as fuck.
Old school as fuck. It was like, I'm funny enough, Rocky 1 was on and the night after it was like that. Spider Rico fought Chris Bushby. It was fucking great, but it was proper old fashioned. And then Chris, out of the blue end, pulled out the stripper. Right?
I
ain't seen fuck all like it, mate. It was women. It was more women went than he thought. So the women are fucking shaking their head, saying this is disgusting. Turning around to the men and they filming it. Fucking brilliant.
The boys go, that's disgusting as well.
We had this boy lost a fight. Tom Morgan, fucking cracking kid. He lost his fight, and the boy said he'll get up. He got up. Fuck me, he was all over that. It was like fucking Harvey Weinstein, right? I said, no show that much effort in your fight. You fucking one hands down. You know what I mean? Fucking, it was a good night though, in all fairness.
I did see it. I was gonna go to that. I ended up I had to do
because it was
a white collar in Liverpool Stadium.
How did that go like?
It was like
what is it like white collar MMA? Yeah.
So like obviously it's so it's giving the people people think I'm funny with people if they look, I don't care if you want to do MMA for just the one fight or whether you want to do it as a career. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. So I appreciate people just coming to the sport and giving it a bash.
Like the white collar boxing. But there's a lot more to fucking learn than them.
So like you give them a time limit, they do it. And all fairness, they were all equally matched fights. Obviously there was a couple of it. Chris was trying to get nobody to win by guillotine because that's like the going thing. The first couple of fights you get guillotine. He's trying to stop that. So you've been teaching guillotine defences for the last couple of weeks. And there was some really good fights on. We had like one bad injury. It was like, I say bad injury. The guy was alright, but he had I think he might have broke his orbital eye socket or something like that. He had a massive mouse beneath his eye. But he said he feels fine. He said, after the fight, I went, you're right. He said, He said, I understand why you do it. He said, I'll probably never give it a go again, but I'm happy I've done it. And everybody left that place, and everyone who fought left and said,
good night?
Yeah, it was a really good night. What
do you have, like 2 different gyms? A gym somewhere else and Chris's gym where everyone trained with Chris?
No, everybody trained with Chris. So these guys who were fighting with each other have probably been training with each other the last couple of weeks. Some good fights. Some boy turned up, he was drunk on the Thursday. Weighed in and he had apparently hell of a scrap. We should have seen him after the fight. Oh, he was worse after the fight. He was spewing in this bag. And I sat in the back, I was going, it's horrible in it, and he's just bleh in the bag. It's just a part of the game, but everybody, they enjoyed the show. I think we'll probably lose probably 9/10 of them boys, you know. But that doesn't make me bitter towards it. They give it a bash. At least they'll
and it's a little bit of notoriety for the sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I like the white collar nights.
Yeah.
The boxing shows. I enjoy it. People say, "Oh, it's fucking shit white collar." I quite like a guy who's never done fuck or never put on the gloves. Yeah, fuck guy. Yeah.
Well, you look at the boys. Who's the boys that started white collar, then went amateur, now pros? Gavin Gwynn and that. Is it not Gavin? Who's the other two boys? They've been on the TTLO podcast.
Gavin Goodridge.
Oh, Gavin Goodridge. Yeah.
They started like.
He's pro now.
They started white collar and loved it and fucking just carried on. You know what I mean?
No, but he spars with JJ Evans. He does. The JJ's an up and coming boxer with Darren. You know, he's 6-0 and he's a phenomenal boxer. Southpaw, good boxer. You know, and I've done drills. I've never boxed him. I don't fancy taking a clout from him actually, but he's a good little guy. JJ.
Darren had a bit more. I didn't like the. Dan had a bit of stick when he took over from Claire. I didn't like the stick he was having.
No.
You know what I mean? I thought it was a bit unjustified.
If you meet Darren, okay, he's one of the funniest. He's the funniest guy in my camp. You know,
really?
he's someone who will just.
Have we got to go up to him or do we come?
I'll go to him. Yeah, I do every single session. I'm happy.
Really?
You know, only one time he was in Pembrey and he come down to me, but I am more than happy to travel up there. Yeah. Like I said though, it's like a relationship. You could put me in there with the. You can put me in the Freddie Roach. Doesn't mean I'm going to bond with them like that.
Yeah,
it's not
of course.
that. But with Darren, I've got that connection, and he's hysterical. He made my time out in Atlantic City. He was the first time he ever come because obviously for him he's boxing then.
Yeah, of course.
So he was his first ever corner. He's doing MMA. He was in fucking UFC Atlantic City.
Unbelievable.
You know, he was looking at, and he was watching, and even after the fight, he was watching the boys and stuff. You know, he liked that. But he's a good guy to have.
Roach takes GSP, didn't he?
Yes. Did do, yeah.
Stopped now, really.
No, GSP was on Joe Rogan last week, and he still goes back and forth.
Yeah.
He goes to Faraz Harvey.
Yeah.
John Danaher.
Yeah.
And Freddie Roach.
Yeah, some of the three best guys you can get out there.
So he has good guys.
I know Faraz quite well. As a Harvey, I know him quite well. Yeah, he commentated my first ever fight in Titan. And then like a week later did an instructional video on my growing a pound in that fight.
Is it?
Yeah. So like even at that time, like fucking hell. I just fucking winged it.
Where did you go in Titan? You went to Texas now.
No, I went to Mobile, Alabama.
Right.
And Kansas City, Missouri.
You've seen the world, mate, haven't you?
Yeah, Kansas City's a shithole, but I liked Alabama.
But it was fucking warm in both those places, wasn't it?
Well, Alabama wasn't too bad, but Kansas, it was hot. Really hot. I mean, like humid hot. Like, I mean, put it this way: I'd left the sauna, walked outside, and it was just as hot. It was like that sort of stick.
Can't get away from
it. Fighting in that heat then as well.
Yeah, and Chris. So this is one of the things my pet did, but Chris doesn't like having aircon on in the rooms.
What a fucking halfway.
Oh God!
We've got to get it.
Thing is, though, you ring it to me. You go, Brett. It'll affect your chest for the fight, and then
I'll
be like that. Then you got a point.
When we went to Mexico, we had fucking everyone else is telling us, right?
I'll do sickness.
Air conditioning.
Right.
All the boys are saying, "Oh, it's lovely in the night." It's like we wrapping up in blankets. It's fucking freezing. Couldn't be fucking boiling me, mate, Kevin, right? We fucking boiling. Stupid cunt left the window open. So obviously it don't work. It don't work, mate. He was leaving plates of food.
You should have seen it.
We had ants, right?
It was disgusting.
We had ants in our room, right? We're on the fucking 8th floor, right? Kevin is having ribs, just leaving them on the floor, not even putting them outside the door, right? So it's boiling because the aircon fucking windows open, and we covered in ants, right? So they had the Mexican version of the Yellow Pages, right? Covered in ants.
I'll tell you what it was. It was the hotel book where you can order fucking room service. Right, it had everything you need to know about the hotel. It was like a file.
Pages. So it's covered in ants, so he opens the window, launches it fucking out the fucking window. Within half hour, fucking peg goes out the door.
Turns up.
Security. You fat man, you chuck book out window. I said, you cheeky twat. I said, I'm fucking on the floor, on the bed watching MTV. I said, yeah. I said, no, that's not mine. I haven't chucked it out. He turned around, it had my fucking room number on it. I was fucking devastated. He made me look around.
That was the first time, honestly God, that was the first time I'd been in his room. I walked in, I went, this is a fucking pigsty. What are you doing in here?
Los Patos, the guy said, Los Patos the pigsty.
Because what was that? At our hotel, when we were coming back in the nights, they park, you know, the little like Papa John's got those pizza things. They'd have a guy with a box and just stack with pizzas on the back. Well, this cunt, he couldn't go past Dan Kevin without fucking grabbing pizzas off.
He was riding the scooter up the stairs, he was. Nobody was making him so much money. Like, he retired, that guy. He had more money than when he fought Stuart. He did. He's fucking living in Guadalajara now. It's a mansion.
They walked in, all the pizza boxes were stacked. He's not as agile no Barry was. And there was just ants fucking I said, how are you fucking living in this room?
How the ants get it?
He tossed the fucking book out the window, right? And I just went,
I
looked out the fucking window.
The girl from Leicester really broke up neck.
Oh, next thing, knock on the fucking door. I think, I'm not even in this room. I was trying to fuck off.
Yeah.
I won't go to prison for fucking no for his cunt.
What else did you go to Dubai? Have you thought out that way, Dubai?
No, I don't think I haven't gone into Europe yet. You know what I mean? It's all done in.
So Hamburg would have been amazing. Like,
I love Hamburg. I like it, and to be honest, I've always been interested in like the German thing. Like, do you mean
Mate, I'd love to go to Berlin.
We've
like
talked
Checkpoint
about it,
Charlie and all that. I'd love to go see a game. I'd love the history, the Auschwitz thing. I'd love to do.
Yeah,
I think this age, I think when you're younger, you know, fucking. Don't get me wrong, we still loves a fucking day out. Do we? You know what I mean? Fucking. I only found out last week. I'm going to the Isle of Wight festival a couple of weeks time. I got to get on a boat. So I don't know how the fuck my daughter's going to be. I'm going to be celebrating Charlie to her chest and all that. She's going to be like, "What are you doing, Dad? Don't worry, kid. This is what they wear in Coachella." Honest to God. So no one's going to check a 13-year-old girl. Otherwise,
she'll be on the next season of Bang Up
Road. She'll be like them two girls who got done in Peru. Remember them girls from Glasgow?
Yeah.
It's fucking hell. Should be nothing to do with me.
I come back from Magaluf for the night a couple of weeks ago. Did you see the fire? Did you see my fire?
No,
I did a stag do in Magaluf.
Yeah.
And,
I saw videos. I was going to.
Yeah. So I left the shop. I was in a shop. I was buying cans. This was the time like. So this is Brett John's Ricky Hatton stages. Is
right, go on.
Buying cans in the shop, and I looked up. I thought, "Fuck, hotel's on fire. I'm steaming drunk." And I looked up, and next thing I think, I know it's not my problem. And I hear some screams. I think, "Fucking hell, that sounds quite serious." So I run.
Kyle Davis in his wetsuit,
ready to go. Yeah. Trap on. And I ended up running in, and I looked up there like this. In room, there's a blaze, explosions coming from the room. Oh, fucking hell, this is kicking off. I'm wearing a CP company t-shirt, pair of CP company t-shirts. I run upstairs, I don't know what to do. Some Scottish guy like, get everybody out. I'm kicking hotel room doors open. Get out.
Never.
Yeah, it turns out now there's 4 people been arrested. 2 boys and 2 girls. You won't believe how they started it off. They've been done. They wanted 26 grand for them all. Otherwise they were going to stay there. Oh. And that's one. And the Guard of Seville, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
I come out with them.
No,
boys.
no.
Like I said, I was over the cauliflower years. What are the bouncers? The bouncers are not to shake it around.
Of course,
Guard of Seville don't give a fuck. You know.
Yeah.
No, they got the shooters.
Yeah, got the shooters.
Cauliflower years.
Yeah.
Jamie, we all got locked up in '97. Jamie Breen turned to us and watch us now, pissed on the floor in the fucking in the police headquarters. We all fucking stepped away from it. Yeah. Mate, they got fucking shooters today.
Yeah, fuck no chance, man. They don't mess about.
Why did they start the fire in the room, man?
Oh, fucking! One of the boys was sleeping. They wrapped his feet in boggle and set it on fire.
And it caused 26 grand worth of damage.
Honest to God, you won't believe it. The fire was like a fireball. It was like a.
Never.
Honest to God, it was crazy. And then they ended up getting arrested. I come home, I didn't think nothing of it. And then rumours started coming out from Australia then. One of the boys from Australia said, I've heard Brett Johnson started a fire in his hotel in BH in Magaluf.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fucking me. I wasn't even in that hotel. I ended up going back and my cans were gone, the ones I dropped.
Bad eggs. Paddy knows a bush you could have left.
Oh yeah, garlic bread, the one right opposite peppermint. I shouldn't be saying this.
No, like I said, my CP company t-shirt was covered in dust then.
How did that start then? Well, how long have we been into like global like that then?
Do you know, I love the old school days. I love, like, obviously I wasn't born in the 80s, but I love the 80s and I love the
I've seen him with
the surgeons, and what I liked most about it, I think what interested me about the football cast was the fact, like, no matter how hard you were on the terraces, you'd wear the club and you'd have respect for the clothes you wore. And I loved that, and I loved the fact that it didn't matter if you were the biggest guy or the smallest guy, people come up and go, and you looking quality, and I liked that, you know. And I grew up obviously in Bond. My mother worked 2 jobs. I remember my mother buying my first ever Lion Scott polo, you know, and like I said, I'd always like avoid the fakes if I could, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
of course.
I always wanted my first ever Stone Island jumper. I wanted it, and I remember having this Stone Island jumper. I got given by Chris, actually. He bought a Stone Island jumper. It was like a knitted jumper. It was wrecked. It had baubles all over it. But because it was Stone Island, I wore it. You know what I mean? And I love that sort of style of clothes. And when I first went into it, it was all Fila. It was all Sergio Tacchini, and then obviously, you know, I guess it went the same sort of way as what the original football scene went. It started off with the Fila and ended up going into like the early 90s. It went to CP Company in Stone Island then, you know, and I know that as well. I'm obsessed with doing research on it, you know what I mean? So Massimo Osti was the guy who designed CP Company originally, and then went off to Stone Island. But I love collecting that sort of style of clothes. And my favourite piece I got in the house is like a really thin jacket. It's called the David Taylor Light TC. And the only reason why I didn't buy the jacket, but it's a lot of sentiment. When I was up in Scotland,
is it like a shimmer one?
It's like really thin. It's got 4 pockets, and I love that jacket. And up in Glasgow, it's a big casual scene up there with the football. The football boys, they love their clothes. So my brother bought this jacket. He'd won to like 400 quid in the casino like before, and with that 400 quid, he bought my favourite Stone jacket. And I've gone to a few places now. So I did one in Amsterdam. Went to Amsterdam and saw the Stone store. New York, the New York Stone Island store. I did the brand new one in LA. I went there as well. That was a nice one, like big.
Because that was massive. Because like fucking Drake is wearing it.
That was good.
And
I'm actually talking to a guy from Stone Island, Italy now. A guy called Tiravetti, and he is the guy who made that connection with Drake.
Really?
Yeah. So like I talk to him a lot now, and recently.
Yes, Brett.
I know. Now I'm
Tell
getting.
him double XL.
I get involved.
Tell him just come back with Magaluf.
And Cody Score, Lyland Scott messaged me. They said, look, we're going to put a package together for you, and so they give me a package. So they said, yeah, happy days. So I went a bucket hat now, Lyland Scott bucket hat. Obviously, Sam always gives me some stuff. You know. So I like that sort of style of clothing. I love my Stone Island. My favourite piece is the Archival t-shirt. I love that one. That's my favourite one. But the whole I love the whole respect you had with the clothes, and I like that before I got into football. You know, I like the clothing side of it, but now obviously watching Wales away, and now Swansea in the championship now as well. You got the better away days in my opinion.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Clydesy messaged me on Twitter earlier. I said, "Can you make sure the fucking ask Brett to come to Millwall?"
Millwall Chris giving it the big. Shut up, you big dog cunt. We'd be in a calf slice and pulling fucking Stanley out, Brett.
I talked to Chile as well. James. I talked to Chile a bit, like, and he's always trying to get me involved with the goal. Like I might do a stint, say if I'm not fighting. Only if I'm not fighting. I'd love to go out every weekend if I could. Like, I've always wanted to be a part of not the hooliganism, but I always want to be a
casual type, mate.
Yeah.
I'm a lot older than you, right?
Yeah.
So I remember going to watch the Swans as a kid, and I'd be going down with a Air Jordan jumper with a Swans kit over it.
Yeah.
That's what my age wore like. Yeah. Then I'd be on the terraces end, and it was terraces end, not sitting there. And it'd be all these older men. Some would be in their 20s, some would go up to 30s. And he'd be wearing like t-shirts with an horse on the fucking. All I know is that there's a polo player on the tit, right? And he like, without even knowing what it is, I'm thinking, fuck, that looks really good. I don't even know what it is and why I think it's good, but that looks really good. And then you'd see more people wearing the Stone Island, but I don't know what Stone Island is. It's just a badge on the arm. And I'm thinking, that looks really good as well. Yeah. But these are the days before the internet. Like now, a couple of years ago, I saw funny enough, it was Sam Jones's brother, Ryan, a couple of years ago, and a burgundy t-shirt with the lion on. Yeah. Now we've got the internet, you could type in, what the fuck's the brand of the lion? It comes up as Luke, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's a little time where Luke was quite popular, you know. Quite a bit of Luke. So, but in them days, in the early 90s, there's no internet, you can't fucking... No. So literally, you know, I remember going up Christmas time, catching a train on my own, going up to Howells or Woody's, buying a Ralph Lauren jacket, 120 quid, and never felt like the coolest fucking man in the planet.
That's what I like about it as well.
Yeah, you know, we wouldn't really have to fuck, like you said, you had to do the research, like, and then it just become like the casual thing. I ain't old again, I can't fight the fucking toffee, like, you know what I mean? But the casual thing was more about football. Yeah.
Get you on the train up there.
Yeah, it was more about the football, music, films, fashion. Like.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a claw.
I was influenced by him because before we started hanging around together and I was a kid, he's 2 years older than me. Like he was wearing, I turn up and I'm like in my tracksuit and shit, coming to football 16 years of age. And then like Paddy's wearing like fucking Ralph Lauren polo shirts and shit and Stone Island jumpers and that. I thought, fucking hell, I want to be one of the boys.
You know? Yeah, of course, yeah.
I want to be like one of the boys, like, you know what I mean? And then you start getting into the club and then you get addicted to it yourself, like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, you can't have the same thing as other people either. Like, you've got to make sure you've got something fucking different. You know what I mean? I'm nerded for trainers now. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm fucking, well, you can see, like, you know, I got Adidas on. I bought fucking Reebok Classics this week. Like, I had Reebok Classics when I was first coming in and buying clothes. I was at Reebok Classics. I have one pair of Reebok Classics, wear them to death, buy another pair of Reebok Classics.
Exactly, same prison whites, like, you know.
But I got so into my Adidas now recently. I can't remember last time I bought a white pair of trainers. I got like fucking probably 12 different pairs of Adidas trainers.
Yeah.
And then one of the boys sent me a fucking thing, because I've been talking about Reebok Classics. He said, Reebok Classics are on 80s casual classics, the site.
Yes,
$59.99. I got to get them just like for nostalgia. Like, so I came home from, they came while I was away. I bought a Sergio Tacchini jacket as well. Like. So I was like, they turned up yesterday, they both fit perfect. And I'm like, fuck yes. You know, it's like a big fucking buzz. I can't wait to wear them out.
But it's everything. Like, it's the football, it's the films you watch, it's the music. You know, it's like Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, My Day, Oasis. Like, you know, and I honestly think, well, seeing you on Instagram, man, it makes me a bit proud. Like, one who was Swansea boy, two who down to earth as fuck, and they wearing the fucking clothes. Like in America, they all must be like, what the fuck is going on? You know,
I think the reason what got me into it was massive fan of Danny Dyer from the
really?
get. I used to like him, you know. And I watched one of my favourite films to this day, The Business.
It's a great film, man. One of the best fucking soundtracks to a film ever.
They got some killer tracks.
Oh man, it's outstanding.
My first one was the Sergio Tacchini, Ryan. It's not from that film actually. It's from the third remake with. The
guy from Peaky Blinders.
So he's wearing the yellow shoes. My first Sergio piece I bought. I was 18 years old. And I wore it to Swansea. Everybody else was like, what the fuck's he wearing? At that time, but I knew what I was doing was right.
Yeah, of course.
So I went to Swansea, a pair of jeans and a nice pair of Adidas, and I walked, and it was just off the off chance. Said, my dad gives me a leaflet. He said, look who's in Oxford. Oh, I'm Oxford, I think it was the time.
Yeah.
He's doing it like a PA, was he?
Danny Dyer. Lost my head. My 18th birthday. So the first time I'd gone to Swansea, I said, we're fucking going. So my dad now in the wheelchair,
amazing,
pushed him down Wine Street, So we get into there, and as we get there, he's gone at the back, gutted. So my dad's gone. He goes up the woman on the side of the thing, goes, and he go for a fag. Goes straight after this now. So as we go outside, I walk in the corner. I see him going to his car. So he's basically where NCP. So he's gone. But next to NCP is like a set of doors. It's like an underground parking thing. I think what it leads to the back of Oxford.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's next to the cinema or the old Aspers. And he's going down there. My dad's in a wheelchair and he goes, Danny. All fairness, he turned right round, come back. We had a chat and I just remember being so, I can't remember what I said. Apparently I said something like, I want to be you. I said something like I was steaming. But I was wearing the tracksuit. I had a photo with him.
Amazing.
I was 18th birthday. I'll always remember that. I've always been a big fan of Danny. But I think watching the films then at that time, that's what originally got me into it.
Yeah.
I love the shorts.
Mate, in that film, he looks amazing. Yeah. Like, you know, it was all copied from Bjorn Borg and McEnroe. You know, like Bjorn Borg was always Theodora. McEnroe was a company called Brooks, I think. You know, or like Wimbledon's he wore as well. Like, you know what I mean. And all people on the testers were copied what fucking tennis players were wearing. Adidas, Elena Stasis were massive. Like,
you know, Stan Smiths. I remember
Stan Smiths. Rod Laver. You know.
I got to say about Stan Smith. Over the years, they've obviously changed it. The original Stan Smith was the green thing on the back and three dots. But the set I got there are all black and they're like a material. But I wear them so they're quite comfortable. But like I said, I'm the same. I got about 10 to 11 pairs of Adidas trainers, Forest Hills, Indoor Super, Sambas, Gazelles, jeans. I got like all them. But like the comfiest trainer I got the Stan Smiths at the minute. But I'm in the middle of I want to buy. There's 2 sets of trainers I want to buy now. It's the Adidas which have been what's it called, endorsed by Noel Gallagher.
Oh, are they the specials, are they?
They're like the specials, yeah. I think they're called the Adidas Garwins or something they're called.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
But they say endorsed by Noel Gallagher. And the second one's the new ones they brought out, which is the Trim Star, which is like black.
I've seen the new
the black
stars,
one with the 3 different colours.
Yeah.
So they're the 2 pairs of trainers I'm watching at the minute. I like them ones. My Forest Hills are like the old school
Big
Forest Hills.
fan of the Forest. One of these, my missus old man ruined me. It was about the time where, can you remember Lance Armstrong had the yellow bands?
Yeah.
And I'm wearing my fucking Forest Hills and fucking Donna's old man. I've got a Chloe shirt and tie to this day. Every day he's wearing shirt and tie. What the fuck is Livestrong doing walking in here? You know, he fucking ruined me. I come really well and fucking.
Yeah. Oh, now like I go on my wardrobe like and like it's nice to see it's mad though, see, because my OCD kicks in. It's not, they're all in order.
I can imagine.
I have
You'd fucking go mental with mine
upstairs.
I
got my weekend offender stuff there. Then I got my old school like Lion Scott. I got like a V-neck or proper old school golf jumper. If they ever do a remake of the film, they want me involved in that jumper.
Yeah.
So
Ronnie Colbert style.
yeah. I got them there. Then I got my Fred Perry. My Fred Perry is actually one of my favourite. All the Fred Perry stuff I love. Like, do you mean?
My old man does a Fred Perry.
Yeah, I like a Fred Perry polo. And the first ever tracksuit I bought was a Fred Perry tracksuit. Which do you know you said you bought the Ralph and Jack and you just
of course.
you had that. Yeah, like me and like the people that you stand out. The only problem is when you wear 30 times. People start to judge you and start calling you smelly and stuff. And then I got my obviously CP company and my Stone Island and like I bought a Gucci jumper going back a few months ago, but I bought that and I instantly thought that's not me.
No, I know what you mean.
That's a little bit.
Yeah.
Is it
OTT?
Is that the right
Oh
word?
yeah,
A bit too much.
It's a bit OTT that is. Yeah.
But I can't see me ever buying a Gucci.
No, I think I got a Gucci hat. That's it. You know, like it's
a funny one, isn't it? It's like, you know, everyone wants to be. Because of the McGregor thing, everyone wants to show affluence and money and all that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's great, but if you're a working class fucking kid, you don't want to be it's a bit.
You're going to afford a £725 jumper, you know what I mean?
You'd be surprised the kids these days, mind.
They buy all sorts.
My daughter's clothes match. You've taken it from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's my own fault. I could be fucking skint. My car hasn't got fucking tax, but I'll fucking make sure she's dressed well.
Yeah.
That's good
parenting,
I can't help it, but you know, all of her mates are into fucking Gucci.
Yeah.
You know, and fucking she got a fucking £250 pair of flip flops.
I know.
You know, call them sliders and dress them up as much as you want. They fucking flip flops. You know what I mean? They fucking to be worn on the beach. You know, and all the kids are mad.
I got 2 boys. I got this fucking camera.
Especially for you.
Yeah. I like to keep all my trainers and then just fucking pass them down.
100%. When I'm 60, I'll still be wearing the fucking same stuff.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's me through and through. And I'm in the minute now. Me and my brother are starting to do a clothing brand. You know what I mean? That's what we want to try and do.
Yeah, it's class.
But we obviously I think you know what way we're trying to go though.
Yeah.
Obviously we've got like the Gym King stuff and I'm not interested.
Which one last?
I'm not interested in that. But I love the football scene, and I think what we got to do is associate the brand, not with the well, I want to try and associate with the casuals eventually, but I think if you go down that route, people kind of look at it away. If you think about it, like Stone Island CP Company weren't originally made for that.
Of course it's natural progression.
Yeah, so I want to do like Lion Scott is golf, you know what I mean? There's all these different things. There's loads of companies. Fred Perry was tennis.
It's got to naturally get to that scene.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that me and my brother are trying to figure out at the minute. You know, we got some ideas though, but that's what we want to do, and you know, eventually we will go down that route, but it's just waiting with time, you know.
Sounds great.
That's right.
We'll see you there.
Get a few freebies.
I'll sort the boys out.
Fucking freebies.
I'll sort the boys out.
We freeloaded that shit over this.
Paddy nearly had a fucking heart attack when I said we're doing a podcast thing. He goes, fuck.
I haven't eaten no fucking day. I was expecting ribs and burgers and pennies.
We've got to thank Denny's again. They looked after when we done the last podcast, one last week, the week before. It was on a Friday night, and it was me and Paddy, John Williams, John Coates, and Michael Howard, and John Williams, his mate. They couldn't do enough for us.
Unbelievable!
It's fucking incredible. I feel I'm not like one of them. Like Paddy said that he'd all day and do a fuck. I'm like I don't like to ask. Do you know what I mean?
So, where's the fucking pancakes? So I was taking pancakes over my missus.
So I speak to Leon, who I said the week before. I said we come down to Denny's on Friday. I said, look, mate, I don't want to take a piss, don't expect anything. Shut up, you twat, we look after you.
He's good as gold, isn't he?
He's good as gold.
He's good as gold.
Yeah. So I had to leave straight away because I was working early the next morning because it was a big weekend.
Yeah.
So I left them lot there now in fucking Denny's and I'm gone.
So I speaks to him the next day, and who said they fucking sorted it right
ridiculous.
up.
Yeah.
But it made us look good, like, because they'd come in and
John Williams had come down from fucking Birmingham. With
we were
his
just two fucking idiots with a fucking little fucking £6 microphone, and they pulling out like I was like Ken, like fucking Henry VIII. Like, there's chicken wings everywhere. There's fucking nachos, It was fucking
unbelievable. I was like, and I was in work when he rang me. There's no quiet period. I was fucking spewing. I was like, I should have stayed. I should have fucking stayed.
They sorted us right.
But we would have, like you say, that's why I asked you. You said to me, well, let's do Denny's, and we do Denny's. But because of you with training,
I got Belfast tomorrow as well. So I just got to be. I got to probably shoot off home now and get stuff ready.
I was thinking every week, you know what I mean? And thinking ahead, you know what I mean, for whatever.
It's alright. I just blame me when I feel right. I want to say that's not my fault. It's the Ambition is Critical podcast's fault.
Coming up, well, actually. Regarding yourself in the bantamweight division now, Marais beat Riviera with head kick on the weekend.
The same one he stopped Aljo with as well. Yeah.
You know, that's big for everything up and above you. Do you know what I mean? What do you think of that? Like, maybe Riviera, because Riviera...
I think Riviera will drop down, obviously, the rankings, because I think he was on top of Marais.
He was one above,
now they switch around.
Yeah.
Do you want to see fighting Riviera? Sterling.
You fancy that, yeah?
Sterling has always asked for that fight, but never got it. I bet you if Sterling beat Marais that time, he would have asked for Ribeiro. I see that happening. That's like a New York card, that is. That's like, they usually have, the MSG card is in November time.
Yeah.
I think they'll have something like that on for them there. So that's a big fight, there's a big change there. Him now, Marais goes from your Cruz, the winner or loser out of TJ and Cody. He could even fight the winner, you know what I mean? But, the way that works, I think his next fights are really one of three people, TJ, Cody or Cruz.
Yeah.
Because you know Sterling called out Cruz after his fight. I swear on my mother's life that's why I was calling out after the fight.
He was after Cruz as well. Yeah.
Not because of and it's still nothing to do with his skill. I think honestly to this day I still believe that he will be champion of the week. But like how cool would it be to say I fought Dominic Cruz? Do you know what I mean? That's the reason why I want to.
This is why you do it, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be in there with the best, so that was what I was going to call out. But Marais, that's a massive win for him, and I see a title shot next. Do.
And the big card this weekend, I completely forgot about it because I knew Tyson Fury was fighting, which is fucking obviously big. Shame now that Billy Joe Saunders have gone down. Who else is on that card? Is it worth fucking watching?
Terry Flanagan, I should imagine.
They chuck them all. They chuck them all on there. They put Anthony Yard and fucking.
Yard's going to be big.
Dubois on the undercard. He's fighting. He got a half decent fight, didn't he? It won't go. I'll forget about it now. It'll come back to me later. But that UFC card with Romero, Whittaker.
Yes,
that's a massive fight.
Massive fight. Rafael dos Anjos and Colby Covington.
Yeah, I love the smack. I'd love to smack him in one fight.
But he's doing. Listen, everyone got their own little fucking.
That's what I meant to ask you. Is the socks thing? Did you when you're doing the weigh-ins and you do the little
the sock pull?
Is that like? You thought to yourself, I'll give you, because everyone got to have a little something, haven't they? You know what I mean?
It was accidental.
Was it? Yeah.
First UFC weigh-in, what happened was I put my socks up. I don't know why I did it, because obviously when you because we were in tight joggers. Because I don't know why I asked for long socks.
Have they got to be Reebok?
Yeah, everything's got to be Reebok. Yeah. So like a long sock, so they were up to just below my knee, and I remember having the tight jogs on, but when they were folded down, they were scrunchy at the bottom. Yeah. So I thought, right, I have to pull my socks up on both sides, and then when my jaw was over. So when I pulled my tracksuit off, my socks were already knee height.
Right.
And then I weighed in with the socks on, and someone said something with the socks, and every single time then I've just used the sock thing.
But it's a good little...
that's you've got to give yourself a little something like...
One of my mates who was actually one of the Soul Crew boys, Greg, he's had a tattoo to his leg, he has.
What's he done?
The sock pull.
No way.
It's like me, like mid sock pull, looking to the right. And he's got his leg he has, So you also got Hal Robson Cano and his other leg he has.
Quality, fair play.
Yeah.
But that's good. We know on Instagram, like
you are
right. Yeah. I know on fucking Instagram. You two having a conversation about Instagram earlier. I love it.
It's bigger than Facebook in my opinion.
Yeah, for me, right. As a kid growing up, right, I was obsessed with looking at photos, right. My old man got an attic full of photos, which we are the most photographed generation with no fucking proof of it, really. I lost my phone in New York. It turns up in fucking Mexico City on Find Your iPhone. Some Fajita loving twat fucking robbed it. I've lost all my photos. As it happens, I've had a new phone now, and they all got saved on my phone. How the fuck that happened?
It's probably because of the
unbelievable. I opened my phone. It was all fucking Tilly school photos back on it. I bought this off Dave Griffiths from work. Why is he fucking taking photos of my daughter in the country? Right? So, how the fuck that happened? That baffled me. But, so I'd spend hours in my own hands, photo albums, I could sit for days looking at photos. But now all of a sudden you've got Instagram with everyone I know taking photos. Photos of Brett, fucking seen Brett's journey. Like I said, we've never met, but I feel like I know him. I know, well, like you're saying about fucking, like a Sam Jones, fucking, I feel like I know him, I know his family. Kyle Davis, never met him. I feel like it's weird, the world shrinks, like, and I could sit here all fucking day. Like,
I think that's why I'm not on Instagram, because
possibly,
it's enough trouble for me to run my Twitter and the podcast Twitter, because and it just fries my brain sometimes. So then if I had to do the Instagram as well, my missus would literally divorce me.
Honestly though, I think the only thing I like Instagram more than anything else, and the reason why is because like Facebook, I feel like people are quick to judge on Facebook. On Twitter, what you do is you say something on Twitter and then people react to that. It's either negative or positive. With Instagram, you put a photo up, unless you're trying to be a dick, then you will attract dickheads. But when you put a photo up about positive things, you love the old negative comment, but that's why I like with Instagram. It's positive.
Do you read the comments then?
Always. I love it.
I don't think I could.
I love it. I answer back as well. I love it, but not aggressively though. What I say is, I said something. Some boy from Swansea actually, and I remember like getting a bit arsy about this because of he was a Swansea boy. I saw about the loyalty thing. I remember like Nathaniel Wood now fought this weekend on.
Must be hard for you because who's this fucking trainer?
You're
a fucking hero, like.
In all fairness, Nathaniel Wood's a lovely kid. Like I remember when I ended up at the train. Brad pulled his groin. Couldn't train for like half the weekend. Nathaniel took me on. He took me all the gyms, and I really like Nathaniel. Not only that, I like his family as well. His family behind him is great, and he won the weekend. He looked really good. All fairness to him, and
because the fight before like fight of the year in
the Josh
fucking God, what a fucking fight!
Josh has got lunchbox hands. He's a heavy hitter, and so he won on the weekend. Some boy just. It doesn't affect me. If someone says, "Oh, I think you should fight Brett John. I think you'll knock him out." I'm like, look at it, I go, whatever. I love this boy from Swansea. Why are you saying that? Like, why would you do that?
Like, he's probably never going to meet this Nathaniel.
No.
Right? So, all they are, that's just words, like, I think you'll knock out Brett John. All you got to do is just not say anything. All you got to do is say, when you fight Brett John, that'll be a hell of a scrap. Like, don't say, you're gonna win and ass kiss some guy you're never gonna meet. Ass kiss the one who's gonna see Tesco's.
I'm gonna be I'll probably see him in Swansea Market.
Exactly. Yeah. Fucking.
I remember
smash over there some coffee.
I just thought and people have called me all sorts of things. Obviously, I got this thing on my lip, and someone said, "Cunt's got a lip like Stallone." I thought it was very funny.
Well, I'll take that all day.
I like a laugh.
Multi-millionaires like Stallone.
I love that. See, I laugh my head off and stuff like that. But that really got to me that day. I remember writing, I didn't write nothing negative. I said, hey, I can't remember his name. I said, nice to see you back your own though, and put a full stop. And then he put a big thing in saying, oh look, it's just my personal opinion.
Nice,
yeah, my personal, alright, okay, whatever. But
don't worry about the lip thing. I think the lip thing is great. Gives you another fucking edge.
I go, that's another one in YouTube. People love to abuse in YouTube. So sometimes when I'm bored, I look for the negative comments. I do, it doesn't even do anything. I find it funny. So I look over and people go like, what's wrong with his lip? What does someone say? Can't go lip like Stallone. There was another one as well that me and my mother are watching, we're crying laughing.
That's fucking great.
At least you could take it now.
I'd
be in fucking tears.
Originally though, it was tough at the start, like, but now you're just like, because you get it all the time. I remember I beat Brum when I was 10-0 and said some woman from Bahrain had to go on me, and I just she goes I think Brett Johnson's a fucking dick, and I just went, a dick who's 10-0, blah blah blah. I just won the fight. I went back to the casino watching the comments come through, and I just right back. I won the fight. I didn't care. They might lost. I'd been quiet, but no, it was you do wake up and get a lot of abuse. But like I woke up a couple of days ago, some boy from Newcastle it was, and I said, look, give me. I put that tweet up about saying like I will get a Cardiff card, and I saw Darren Till's walk out. Amazing. That's what I want. I want something like I want the football boys there. I want them all singing, blah blah blah. And some guy goes, nah mate, your last fight was horrendous. This boy from Newcastle, then I remember, like,
come on,
and I got
you had 2 fights in the big
I
market.
know. The two was like, give me a break, man. I'm only trying to pump something. And it's like people always shoot you down. You know what I mean?
Do you think I'll laugh in the car show?
Yeah. Only because I've heard rumours.
Hang on, world exclusive. I can see in his fucking eyes.
We'll just pass on back.
The socks are being rolled up.
I heard rumours that the motor point's getting extended to 10,000 seats.
Right.
That's used
that extra 2,000 is a big change.
Yeah,
that's
because
unfortunately, I think we spoke about it before. Like we got the Millennium.
It's too big.
Yeah, too big.
It's too big, really, because like it's only fucking match and seat.
Couldn't they do it in Cardiff City Stadium?
Open top.
But would UFC?
It's not like boxing. They won't do it. You know
Course.
what I mean? They wanted to do Croke Park in Ireland. They won't do it. It's open top. So the only
Because you can't trust the fucking mile there.
I know. Yeah. No.
It's just right.
Only 3 places they could done it in Wales.
Is that T-Mobile open top?
No.
Really?
So,
Even fucking Vegas, like, you know.
So like they got obviously Millennium. They got the motor point, and then they got the ice rink.
I went to the boxing in the actually.
Yeah.
It's not very big.
No.
One's
And it's cold as fuck. Because all they do is they put boards down on fucking
on
ice.
top of the ice. Yeah.
You're sitting there like that. Fucking hell. It's fucking freezing. I'm there in just a t-shirt. Like, fuck, I should have bought a fucking jacket.
It's the ice rink is way too small.
Yeah.
Millennium Stadium probably way too big.
Yeah.
And Millennium Stadium Motor Point Arena is
just too small.
Fucking, as you
Because
said.
they're going to make it financially viable, aren't they?
I fought there twice, mind, the motor point.
Really?
Okay, what is it?
I won my first world title in there, and a couple of months before I fought again. But it was like, you could see, they could do it, but it just needs to be a little bit bigger. You know? And if they're going to have UFC there, it's going to be packed.
Yeah, well, that's it.
That's the one good thing, right? Yeah. They bring UFC to Wales, it's going to fucking sell out in minutes.
Well, that's what I said, I think...
Just ran it full of Welsh boys as well.
Yeah.
Yourself, John. Imagine John versus Marshman. Like,
that'd be a big fight.
Good scrap.
I was saying, I think if I get back, give me 3 fights. 3 fights back in the wing column. I won't get it then. Give me 3 fights in total, 3 wins. Then we'll ask for that motor point card. If the rumour is true, they are going to extend it. Because if they extend it, it's no secret. I was the first Welsh guy to fight. I was the first Welsh guy to break into the top 10. I want to be the first Welsh guy to main event in the UFC. I want to cover all bases. So when people look back in the history books, they see my name everywhere. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want.
Well, you definitely got the supporting cast, haven't you? Looking at the top 15, you couldn't ask so much more. You know, because as regards, obviously, you know yourself, every fight's going to be fucking tough. But every fight is like, that's a fucking good fight. Fuck, that's a good fight. Fuck, that's a good fight. Do you know what I mean?
As I say, when I broke into the top 15, I went, thinking, I don't want to fight any one of them. I go look at it, I go, shark, Ginger Welsh boy, shark.
Right, but we are on Instagram. You explain it, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Anyone who's on Instagram, just type in Ambition is Critical, it'll come straight up. Ambition is Critical Podcast, I think there's a username. Ambition is Critical 1997. Why 1997? First body stripped to Magaluf.
Yeah.
So that's where I was, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking.
I was 5.
Bit irrelevant.
I'm glad he got his. We're in 5 years. Don't make me feel old. I'm glad he got his phone back, because I've been like his fucking personal secretary for 2 months, right? Because I'm the only one who's fucking speaking to him on his fucking works phone, and people are texting me going, "Can you get hold of Paddy for me? Can you get hold of Paddy for me? Can you get Paddy to ring me?"
Back in the real world, when my daughter's giving it the old, "You've already phoned back 2 minutes, you've already stopped 5 photos on Instagram." Holiday photos, I'm taking photos of Donna ruining my Ralph Lauren t-shirt, she washed it with fucking, it fell off the line and fell behind the bin. I'm taking photos of that, I go back in mad. You know what I mean?
Gotta get out, we fucking system. Did you see the cement runs coming back?
Yeah, the rock of that.
You know the cement run, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've behind done it for 3 years, but they're doing it again.
Where's that?
It's in Bonnie Mine.
Bonnie Mine, yeah, I thought it was,
yeah. You know where the corner is, where the chippy is in the post office in Bonnie Mine. They start at the bottom there. Well, the truck starts on the road, you grab the 50 kilos on your shoulders and it goes up the fucking hill.
It's hard. It's like who's or Swansea who won it, and like Enzo won it, Chris Ware won it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good event. Like,
does Enzo won it?
Huh?
Does Enzo won it?
And Enzo looks better now than fucking ever.
He does,
Yeah, he posted. I love Enzo on Twitter. He's really active, and he
gets some shit, right?
He doesn't. No, Paul Smith gets some shit. Enzo actually gets a nice comment.
He gets a lot of lovely things said. but he gets a lot of pricks as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
like I said, he's brilliant on Twitter, I think, Enzo. He's really active. He fucking always asks you questions and he always answers them all. I think he's brilliant. But he posted a photo of him on holiday.
oh, she's shaping him.
She's fucking shaping him.
I know.
You know, fucking hell. Way better shape than when he fought David Haye.
I was going to say,
he's fucking, honest to God, he's ripped the fuck.
He's about fucking 30 kilos heavier in better shape than me. Like Ricky Fatton by you, you know what I mean, man?
Oh, he was ripped the fuck on holidays. And I was 3 days after the all-inclusive.
I know,
fucking fair play.
I think I saw a tweet, he said, put some weight on, look at him, I think, where?
Fuck, I know, fuck, he's looking
he's a fucking grown. The one thing, just before we finish, I promised Denty I'd do this, and I fucking haven't done it the last 2 fucking podcasts. You got a charity night next Friday, June the 15th, Cinema and Co. They're showing Friday. You know Friday?
Yeah,
Ice Cube,
Ice Cube, yeah.
They're showing Friday, doors open 7:30, film starts at 9, they got DJs afterwards, and reason why I mention it because it's important to us as well, apart from the fact that Denty's doing it and he's on it. All proceeds are donated to the Golleye Cancer Foundation in memory of Chris Greenslade.
Oh, fantastic.
Right, so
and Denty always does a good fucking
Denty always does a good door. I'll be down there if that makes sense. Maybe a couple of people will buy a ticket just to fucking have a bevy with me. Go on Denty's Twitter at Dent on Toast on Twitter, and you can get tickets there.
I'll give him a little retweet as well.
Yeah, there we are. Will Denty tag Brett in it, and if you're listening, and Brett will retweet it. Pad, you sorted?
Mate, can I just say,
how much fun?
It's been my fucking favourite one. Honest to God, it's been brilliant. Really.
Thank you, Brett. You're an absolute fucking gentleman.
Thank you, boys. I mean that as well.
I knew it would be easy because you know, Brett loves a fucking chat.
Loves a chat.
Yeah.
I got Brett down my house, I'm going to bed.
Well, fuck off, Paddy wants to catch pepinos. That's all about
So Monday.
We'll be back next week. I don't know what we're doing next week.
It's only going to get worse.
It's going to get better.
We're knocking on the head.
We're going to have a sit down with Denny's as well before we fucking eat them out of business. Right, we're out here. Cheers, Brett.
Ambition is critical.